Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube. Welcome back to Final Fantasy Chronicles of Eno. I am your host and game master, Skajarmas, otherwise known as Toneshift, as always. With me today, we have our full cast of players. We have Tom117Z playing Rosa Solwyn, our female Elvon Mithra hybrid watcher.
DM, I stole something. Am I a criminal? Am I gonna die?
We have Aeon the Moogle, played by, I got that backwards. We have Mystic playing Aeon, our male Moogle time mage.
Threw me off with that.
I'm flustered today. We have Hades Shadow 92 playing Cassandra, our female human dragoon.
Aeon is in control of everything.
We have an imminent sneeze about to.
Scoopo.
Ow.
The wolf is killed by a sneeze.
Reject.
Okay, so we have Darkness playing Kunara, our female Lupin warrior.
Greetings and salutations, everyone.
And we have Ari playing Kayana, our female Tarufel engineer.
Who is muted?
No.
Who is probably away from the computer right now.
Scoopo.
Well, that's fine because I need to take a minute to provide some context for this session anyway. So, about half an hour before we were normally supposed to start, calamity struck my household in the form of my tea spilling all over my keyboard. Every last drop. That keyboard no longer functions properly. I am now using a backup keyboard, but it is very loud. I'm not used to the layout. It is missing a lot of buttons that I'm used to using a lot of the time, such as volume controls. And it is also, very, very loud. You hear that bullshit? That is very, very loud. Yep. So, you're gonna have to deal with that, unfortunately. I'll be shopping around for a new keyboard after the fact. Dust just flew in my mouth.
Cancels the one that he already bought.
Yeah, some dust just flew in my mouth. I'm okay. So, it has been a very, very frustrating hour. So, I'm currently a little fatigued. These idiots won't stop teasing me about it, even though this is probably going to cost me like $30 to $40 when I only have $180 to my name, so.
We're your friends. It's our jobs to say shit, and you hate us.
Yeah, well,
Awesome.
just remember when you actually start becoming annoying, that is your cue to stop. Anyway, so, Ari, you back?
Nope.
There is no Ari.
Send a message.
Well, regardless. So, where we last left off, our recently formed band of adventurers, the Freebirds, had traversed across the regions between the port city of Windurst and the capital of Lapinia, Tenori, on a mission to escort a scholarly sort, one Ilfric Manamichi, to his colleague there in that city. Upon arrival in said city, it was discovered that Kayana has some sort of affiliation with it, some sort of family drama that Ilfric was privy to, but neither were willing to go into the finer details of for the sake of Kayana's privacy. The party did notice that they were receiving looks every so often, mostly focused on Kayana as the group was passing by, and Kunara promptly proceeded to warn everyone to stop staring, like a subtle person. But, following that, they safely delivered Ilfric to his destination, and then set about looking for more work after a brief stop to do some crafting of new gear for each other. And as luck would have it, they came to an inn and tavern right as a job notice was put on the board that would be right up their alley. A woman by the name of Celia has recently gone missing, having traveled back to Windurst to visit her boyfriend Rickard for the festival that recently concluded, celebrating the end of the Amber Tide. And Celia's mother, I believe Amanda was the name I gave her, was concerned because Celia was supposed to have been back. The party figured, okay, this sounds easy enough. Go see what the lovebirds are up to, come back, get paid, and made their way back to Windurst, much to Kayana's relief, to deal with this. But upon arrival and beginning to poke and ask around, they started to realize that there was more going on than they had initially thought. Because not only had Cilia gone missing, so had Rickard. And when asking around his place of work, the Dorder Trade Company office in Windurst, they soon discovered that whatever had happened to Rickard, and by extension Cilia, the overseer of that branch of the company was aware of it, but was, in his words, bound from talking about it. His hands were tied. After some well-spoken arguments and a very well-performed thievery check, the party then discovered a note left on said individual Totomar's desk, addressed to him from a man named Claudian, a more prominent merchant in the area, who seemingly had threatened him into silence somehow. And it appears the plot has thickened, that there is more going on with this than meets the eye. Where we last left off, the party had been contemplating their next course of action, having been told where Rickard's house was, and being told to wait at the local inn and tavern for Totomar to reach out if an opening to commune should present itself. And it is upon that note that we shall enter into today's session. So, ladies and gentlemen, what the fuck are you doing?
Sorry, I
Hi, there you are.
yeah, I was getting a snack.
No, it's okay. And I just realized I need to, with the viewing window for the recording, rejoin as player. I had been joined as DM. That's not what I want to do. Because I want to hide my Dungeon Master magic.
No, show us your secrets.
No,
I wanna
shut up.
see.
No. The entirety of Campaign 1, the viewers and by extension, you guys could see everything I was doing, my Dungeon Master magic. I don't want that to happen again. So this time the recordings, you guys only get to see what I want you to see. I had to rely on the honor system with you guys for Campaign 1 to not spy at the shit I was planning in the recordings.
Difficult for me because I'm the
We're
editor.
very honorable.
Yeah. It was Tom particularly I was worried about. I was like, man, there's so much shit that he can just pause at any moment and read through and be like, oh. And just figure out everything I was doing.
Tom would never.
Yeah, issue is I'm the bloody video editor, so sometimes I read shit.
Yeah, so
The secrets must be kept.
hence why this time the recording window is in a completely separate browser and it's player view only. That being said, let us hop into the game. So, you guys are currently
Yay.
in the streets of Windurst. I'd say it's about this point, like mid to late afternoon, like 4, maybe 5 p.m.
We were heading towards Rickard's house, if I recall.
I believe.
Yep.
I believe that was your plan. Yes. All right. So you make your way through the sort of fractal patterns of the city streets of Windurst, passing by the occasional individual on your way. It's not super duper busy at this hour. Like the lunch rush is over and most places are still during their conventional work times. So you're not passing by a whole lot of people, but it's still relatively lively. Let me double check what the weather is today. Cloudy, and freezing according to the reading, okay? But regardless, it doesn't take you long to locate the house that had been described to you by Totomar as you sort of come around a bend, this sort of looks like a little sort of a lower income stretch. And a little further ahead, the house that was described to you, you can see a single story house, modest, and not built in the typical Tarufelian architecture, at least not entirely, whereas most Tarufel structures are more oblong and egg-shaped, reminiscent of their days building homes out of dirt and mud and brick. This is more wide and has a slight curve to the walls, but more honestly resembles a typical human structure. Slanted roof, and etc. You don't see any lights from inside. It's just there.
So, how are we approaching this? Are we going in super stealthy and sneaky and thievery? I still not over what I just did back there. Oh gosh.
And Cassandra's just walking towards the door.
Oh, we could just go. Okay, that's fine too. I guess.
All right, you approach the door.
Rosa.
Can I open it?
Trying the handle. Locked.
Is there windows?
There are. Blinds are currently drawn, but there are windows.
Can I open said window?
Doesn't look like these are the sort of windows that were built with like being able to like open them directly in mind, at least not out front, to prevent the risk of break-ins. They're just like set into the wall, so no open.
Fluffy kind of nudges forwards a bit and gives a confident snort. Maybe we should try something else first before using world's best battering ram.
Oh.
Huh?
Yeah, hang on. Is my mic still working? Because it's been
Yeah.
flipped on the flits. There we go. Right. I went to roll for... Well, what is it to try to pick the lock on the door?
To pick a lock
Lock.
is a thievery check.
Canara picking a lock? That she didn't strike me as the type.
Would a
Me
10
neither.
do it?
A 10?
Because I don't think I have anything in thievery.
You don't
I
even
can
have
try.
a lock. You don't have a lockpick.
Oh, I
I mean, I imagined how it would work is...
Just
to try
picking
to
a
poke one
claw
of her
in.
yeah,
Wait,
metal claws.
I have stuff in
On the
theory.
armor.
I could try that.
Well, first, I mean, Kunara's
Okay,
already
okay,
rolled, so
okay,
let's see how Kunara does. So you rolled a 10, you said.
Let's double check in. Yep, I have nothing in thievery.
All right, so Kunara, you kind of come up to the lock, sort of crush down in front of it, and I assume you're just using your claws to try and do a thing.
Mm-hmm. Mainly
Alright,
the
so-
metal parts and the, I guess, gauntlets or whatever you call what she
Yeah,
goes
so-
in.
So, well, as it is, the keyhole is too small for your gauntleted hand to do it, so you have to pull off your gauntlet and just use your natural wolf claw. And you think you're making a bit of progress, but then you realize after a little bit that, no offense to your anatomy or anything, but your finger is just too big and sausagey to fit far enough into the keyhole to make much progress. You get about halfway there before you realize, shit, I can't actually do that.
Yeah.
So, regrettably, no, you failed the lockpick check. Fayon wants to try.
I want to try. I have telekinesis. I can freaking maneuver the stuff inside. We try that.
Okay, make a thievery check.
Hades, you're right, we're gonna die.
Hush up! Give some Aeon some confidence, damn it!
Tom, she's
Yes.
pulling a little pip using telekinesis just to move all the little
Ah,
notches
yes.
in there.
The old trick of it.
We
Well,
have a lot
the
of
levitation
lockpicks if
trick.
it's like Little Pit.
All right, 12. All right, so, Aeon, after Kunara sort of slips her gauntlet back on and stalks away, grumbling to herself, you come up to the keyhole and look it over for a second. And then you start working your time mage, weird telekinesis bullshit that you have. And the rest of you...
It's weird telekinesis bullshit.
And the rest of you watch as Aeon just sort of starts vibrating in place, letting out this little as he's working. And you can hear the mechanisms of the lock moving around. And then after a couple seconds of that, the door
I
swings
did
open.
it, Koopa!
The DC on that was an 11.
Ah,
So
just one below.
Yeah, Kanar missed
Aeon-
it by 1. That's why I said you were actually making progress before your finger got too big.
Aeon, you are awesome, she says as she pats his palm.
I would say she couldn't just reach a clip in there.
Cassandra walks by and just hugs him. Have I told you today I love you?
Koopa!
Oh.
Impressive lockpicking skills.
Yee, Koopa.
Yeah,
I've broken into a lot of stuff, Koopa.
Yes,
Okay,
a lot
now
of
that's
stuff I
made
usually have
me
to pay
cautious
for
of
later.
you.
Too many
Yeah,
people
Kai
talking.
kind of
Sorry.
gives Aeon a thumbs up. Good job.
Yee!
Cassandra just saw somebody just jabs at so many places you broke into that I had to explain to you later.
After what Aeon just said, like, yeah, I'm going to be
Rosie-
cautious of you.
I mean, I would let Kai pat him on the head, but she's
Rose is gonna turn her head from Aeon and stare into the house. Is there any sign of life or light?
Awareness check.
Do we all do it, or is it just Tom?
Tom's the one who called it, so Tom's the one making the roll.
6 and a 4 plus 3, so that's a 13.
13. Looking around inside, it's kind of dim. Looks like whatever like candlelights or flames that have been going to illuminate this place before have gone dark for a while. You're not seeing any signs of life, but things are looking fairly ordered. Like it doesn't look like things are like disturbed or tossed around or anything.
But no light, he said.
No light. The candles and everything else would have gone dark at this point. There's not a thick coating of dust, but there's like just a little bit of dust. Just a tiny bit.
Am I the only one under the impression this has been a while since this guy's been home?
Well, this happened like a couple weeks back, right?
Gone for that long and nobody's questioned where he went?
Well, when you have... Oh, my friend's gonna come round and beat you up, so shut up. I think people just don't talk or they get beat up. Because that's what the letter says. You know? It's right here. I can read it again if you want.
Wimps.
Are we going inside, or we just stand here? Because I'm fine with standing here. This is great. I like this doorway. Nice doorway.
Kanara's already walking in.
Okay.
And Cassandra pulls Rosa in by the tail.
Okay.
She involuntarily hisses at her.
Okay. All right.
Human, let go of the kitty's tail.
Okay.
Yes, that is my tail. It is mine. She holds it.
Mine. Hey, that's mine.
So is there just like a little is there just like a little candle that you can just hold in your hand?
How are you gonna light?
Like the one that's like on a little stand, like you see in those old movies?
Looking around, yeah, it looks like there's one sort of, first the layout of the room. The room you're stepping into looks like it takes up like a fairly hefty bulk of the building's size. You've got sort of like a long counter in the back where it looks like cooking and whatnot is done. There's sort of an oven and a stove there, simple stuff. Set into the wall next to that, sort of off to the left, there is a door that is slightly open that looks like it leads to a pantry and storage room. Immediately off to your left in the corner, sort of framed by two other windows, curtains drawn, you can see a round table with just a couple of sort of stools set around it. Off to your right, it looks like there's a stairway heading down into a basement, and then another door a little ways back, closer towards the counter, that stands wide open.
Are there any signs of disturbance, a scuffle, anything that might have been cleaned up, food left uneaten on the sides, like it was interrupted being a meal?
Make an awareness check.
Gotta roll that awareness. How dark is it in here anyway?
I mean, how dark do you imagine things typically are when there are no lights on and the curtains are drawn in the middle of the afternoon? It's about that dark. Dim, but there's a bit of sunlight sort of peeking through the curtains, so...
I'm a cat. I'm good and dark. So that is 7, 8, 9, 10.
10. Looking around, it doesn't look like there are any signs of a disturbance. Like, it doesn't look like there are any signs of a fight or a struggle or an interruption of anything in motion. The only thing you're really seeing, aside from that one door further off that I mentioned being wide ajar, is, like, a couple of uncleaned but also not necessarily full-up plates sort of sitting on the counter. Looks like dirty dishes that didn't get a chance to be cleaned.
So going towards the door that's wide open, what do I see?
Peering into that, you see a simple bedroom. You can see a slightly wider than normal bed. You imagine two people could fairly comfortably sleep in it if they didn't mind sharing physical space. There is a wardrobe off to the right, a couple of bedside tables, and against the left wall from where you're looking, a window, curtains drawn. The bed sheets and the blankets in general are pretty roughed up, like just almost cast aside haphazardly. half fallen off one side of the bed.
Not particularly the cleanest guy.
Sorry, I just spilled beer all over my keyboard.
You
What
did
is-
not.
Please tell me you didn't.
Please tell me you didn't.
I did.
Oh no.
Legit?
What is with you
You're not
two
you're not
and
fucking with me?
spilling
You're not trying to taunt me that actually happened?
I tried to clean it up.
Oh my fucking goodness!
Okay,
No, not
okay,
another
you
keyboard.
two.
It's you.
Drinks away from keyboards.
I'm gonna look at
Fortunately,
the
it was
tradition. I'll
only-
go spill stuff
Fortunately, it
on
was
my
only a
keyboard.
little.
Honey, please don't.
It was only a little bit before I grabbed it, the bottle, and put it upright again. So it's not too bad. But yeah.
And
I just thought this.
you had a bottle. I didn't. I had a full mug. All the contents of my mug spilled instantly.
Humble bit.
I really just thought he was fucking with his guitar.
I thought so too. I was this close from punching it from the voice chat.
I just was like, really?
Oh my god.
What is this? Hesitant keyboard day?
I swear to God, darkness, Ari,
that's
none
the
if I
lesson
hear
we're
anything
having.
about dropping drinks on keyboards.
I have no drinks
My
on my
drink-
desk, and my keyboard's away from me, so.
My drink is far fuck away from my keyboard. And anything
I
I...
literally just
That is-
walked out.
That's my driver's license information coming in bit. Oh good.
Oh no, I don't want to go to the Hall of Shame.
Well, the Hall of Shame is what happens when people irritate me. I just drop them in there. There's
Oh.
nothing stopping you from coming back.
And we
That's
probably
new.
never leave it.
Oh
The
my
burden
God.
you feel?
So,
It is shame.
Oh my god, you actually made a hall of shame. I am
Yes, that's
now
why I was laughing.
and annoyed at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean,
he
hey,
made it.
that's something I do in the main server all the time when people start bothering me in voice chats. I'll just drop them into a random different voice chat and they can come back at their leisure. Same here. But anyways, back to the game.
Back to the matters at hand.
Yes.
So this guy is not quite clean. So in this bedroom, are there any signs of our lady friend that we're on the look for?
Make an awareness check.
God, this music is creepy.
I mean, I think that's.
I
kind of-
feel like I'm in a horror game. I don't like it.
This is from a Dungeons and Dragons game is what this music is.
Ooh.
Neverwinter Nights 2.
11.
11. Okay. So, with that 11, you poke your head around a little bit, sort of examining the room, and you do sort of like, you eventually like, you pull open like the wardrobe, and aside from like just the standard assortment of clothes you might expect a guy like Ricard to wear, just like some like just assortment of common clothes for a guy, you do see what looks to be about 3 days worth of more feminine attire sort of set aside it. Like beside, next to it.
Sorry,
Well, at least our girl
feminine
was
wear, did you
here.
say? So, cleaning still.
What was that?
You say feminine wear, I was cleaning still and listening to it
Yeah,
from
yeah,
across
yeah,
the
yeah,
room.
yeah. Looks like just a bunch of clothes you might expect a guy to wear, and then 3 days worth of more feminine attire next to it.
At least our girl was here.
Ah, she has good taste.
Bed's a mess. So either this guy is not really one for making the bed, or they might have just got dragged out of bed by whoever came in.
Or they just never came home, probably. Maybe we should ask the neighbors if they've seen them. at any
Yes,
point.
and Roseanne, let's get the usual. Oh, we don't know anything.
Question for the DM.
Yes, Darkness?
Would it be awareness if, say, Kanara is... Oh, and I dropped the dice. If Kanara is basically looking around or sniffing around for, like, multiple individuals that might have been in the house?
If you're sniffing around, you could use nature or awareness for that. If you're just looking for the smell, I would say that would be awareness. If you're trying to, like, track them via the smell, that would be nature.
Or as much. Okay, so let's have a look at okay.
We have a. See, she is Scooby. She's the bloodhound.
Hey, To try to track them down, I guess, would be nature.
But that's also assuming that they were taken from here.
Yeah, but mainly picking up on seeing if there were more than just them in the room, basically.
Well, this sort of thing either goes two ways. They were dragged out of their homes in the middle of the night, or they were dragged off into some alley in the city and then taken.
I mean, if the neighbors don't know anything, they might know where they were going last. I don't know if they talked to them.
Okay, that's a 4, and what's that other number? I can't read it. The light is hitting it
3,
directly.
so it's
3.
11 in total.
11 in total. And that was a nature?
Yep,
Okay.
that'd be nature.
All right. So you're sniffing around a bit, and you're getting traces of smells that would have been here before, but it has been, as has been noted, it's been a couple weeks. So the smells have kind of faded and started blending together with themselves, and the smell of the dust that started to accumulate and just general stagnation of the air. So you're not getting much in the way of any concrete direction or hints. You're not detecting any signs of like a big crowd. You're getting a very slightly sort of just the barest hints of an undertone of maybe sort of a fruity or flowery scent mixed with something that is just absolutely, sweaty musk.
Ugh.
But you're not really picking up anything other than that in the house aside from the dust. So while you can't get a good direction, you're able to conclude with a moderate degree of certainty that there wasn't anything in here with them that would have produced a scent such as that. A scent you could trace.
Okay. You said this place had a basement?
It does.
No.
Let's go to the basement.
No,
Hey,
Kubo.
Aeon, you could come with me to talk to the neighbors.
No. The basement is scary.
You're coming with me to talk to the neighbors.
You want to split up the group?
What is...
We're not really splitting up. We're all still in the same general vicinity.
Yeah,
Aeon,
you're in
go
the house. We're just outside the house.
Aeon, go with Rosa. Make sure she stays safe and don't let her steal anything else.
I'm not.
I would.
She looks dejected and just
On-
slumps.
On second thoughts, I think I best keep an eye on those two. No offense, it's through experience of knowing you this long.
I mean,
Yep.
Kunara, I get the idea, but if these people have been intimidated by whatever took these two, I don't think a big giant wolf lady with giant sore on her back is going to be comforting.
I still electedly want to go with Rosa.
If you want. I guess it
I'll
just-
stay with Cassandra.
Okay, me and Kyle will check out the basement.
And besides, you got Fluffy as well to probably help you out.
Fluffy is
Oh.
adorable and cute, and no one could ever be fearful of her, except for that one guy whose skull she crushed.
Speaking of Fluffy, Fluffy is kind of standing outside the door, head sort of poking in, like kneeling down a little bit because, like, not quite. The door isn't quite big enough for Fluffy to poke through, so Fluffy's just sticking her head in.
Yeah, she's like a foot. She's like a foot higher than Kanara, being a chocobo.
Yeah.
So that leaves Cassandra and Kayana to check out the spooky murder basement.
Pretty much.
Spooky
Have fun.
murder basement. How many mystery books have you read, Rosa?
Yes.
Answers my question.
Best
I live in the
answer.
library. What do you want from me?
Yeah, you should stop reading Mr. Books.
She will have this.
I will never stop reading books, and it offends my very sense of being.
Which over time, she will have a speed of reading that could rival Twilight Sparkle.
Who?
Oh my.
In the live stream, Mika's ears perk up.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh,
So-
free.
Anyways,
Anyway. So, who are we starting with? We starting with the people going to talk to the neighbors, or Cassandra and Kai going into the basement?
Roll these.
Well, let's find out. I will roll 1d6. 1 through 3, neighbors. 4 through 6, basement. 6, we're going basement.
Yes.
Basement time.
All right.
Well, it's a good
So,
thing we did, because now
Question.
Han's being interrupted by
Quick
parents.
question.
huh?
I just look and I see the Hall of Shame.
Yeah. That's just sort of a running joke with me and servers I'm in. If someone like really irritates me when I'm in a voice chat with them, I might just punt them to a random different voice chat. I don't stop them from coming back. I just move them as just like a comical display of, okay, you've annoyed me. That's what the Hall of Shame is for.
You thought I was
I
faking
know.
the base village, but it wasn't fake. It was real.
I
It's a
Unfortunately.
back-
As long as the
Honey,
people
I-
functions, you'll be fine.
Honey,
Nah.
I got candy.
Yay!
Oh, goodness.
Candy!
I got
Candy.
Mike and Ike's.
Nice!
Mike and Ike's?
Yes. And
You
then
know,
just
what
like,
are
here,
those?
I bought 3 boxes. Here, you can have one. Like, thanks.
Oh, my goodness.
Yay.
Nice. I have no
So-
idea what those are. Anyway, so, basement. So, as the group sort of scatters to start doing their various tasks, Cassandra and Kayana, you two descend into the basement down the stairs. And it's not a particularly big basement when you come to the bottom. It's a single room, kind of dusty. Looks to be mostly storage as you're sort of looking around. You can see a couple of shelves off against the right-hand wall with just some old little boxes or knickknacks sort of stored on them. You can see a collection of barrels in the back that look to have fucking faucets, taps, whatever you want to call them. You get the impression this guy might have some booze just on hand. A couple of other just crates and barrels scattered around. Outside of that, you're not seeing a whole lot at a first glance.
Can I roll an awareness to take a closer look?
Sure. Are you looking for anything in specific?
Any kind of sign of struggle or blood or any kind of thing that's out of the ordinary?
Roll it.
11 again.
I like how it appeared
What?
twice.
It-
Anyway,
It's the same numbers, exactly the same.
all right, so 11. Looking around, you're not seeing anything. If anything, the dust in this room is heavier than the dust upstairs. By a very hefty margin. But no blood, no signs of a scuffle or a fight.
What about the barrels with the taps in it?
Moving over
Going
to look.
there and inspecting those or anything out of the ordinary with those?
Looking over and inspecting those, nothing out of the ordinary, though as you draw closer, you do note that there is a bit less dust on these. It looks like these have actually seen some relatively recent use. Like
How full are they?
the one on the
Give me a-
right appears to be full. The one directly in front of you, sort of middle set, is about half full when you sort of take the lid off and peer inside.
It looks like our guy's had his own personal stash. As a working guy, afford this much booze. And looking inside it, it is booze in there, right?
Yeah. It doesn't, like, you get a whiff as you sort of look inside, and it doesn't smell like anything super expensive. It smells like cheapo ale.
Well, that kind of ruins my whole fun with the spooky, scary basement. Why? It's always the basement. Say there's nothing in here worth killing for.
Does Kayana have anything she wants to try and do down here?
Maybe just he was wanting to mostly look around for clues or something that he probably left behind.
All right, then an awareness check from Kayana to look for any signs Ricard might have left in the building.
Alright. Okay, let me look at my feet real quick because I got my thing. Okay. Okay, let's see. Wait, what? Oh, wait. I did the wrong command. Whoops.
Oh no.
Okay. Just that I've been working, my brain's dead. Yeah, I got it.
12. Looking around, you're not really seeing any indication of anything the guy might have left down here. Honestly, aside from the lighter coating of dust on the barrels, it looks like this place hasn't seen any activity until you guys showed up.
Yeah, I think we should not have came to space because there's nothing here.
Darn. Well,
We should try the other rooms, maybe.
possibly. There was that one that was like only slightly ajar. If I remember from Almighty DM's descriptions.
Yeah.
I guess let's go try that room.
Race you?
Wait, what?
Race you?
You want to race Dragoon upstairs?
What? Are you a chicken?
Oh, it is on.
Okay, I need a contested athletics check from the two of you.
I think I may have made a mistake and left those two. Oh no.
You're in
I'm gonna-
demand, Kanara.
I mean, hey, Kayana instigating something. I ain't gonna complain.
I mean, that would be her character.
Fuck!
Yep.
Ah!
Oh!
I was
Oh,
about to
no.
say,
Okay, so Cassandra.
Karma's hitting hard.
She
So,
tricked me.
So Cassandra, here's what happens. You survey the scene. You are a dragoon. You have elite military training. You have experience as an adventurer for several months. You have fought strange creatures, and you were fucking chosen by Vidofnir herself to take care of one of her eggs. And then you look down at Kayana, who you know very little about other than she's a Tarofel, so she's got these really short, stubby little legs, short, not very long stride, and as far as you can tell, less of an adventurer, more of a tinkerer. Only really started doing this adventuring shit when she met up with you guys, insofar as you can tell at least. And so you determine that, yeah, I got this. And so as you two sort of brace and give your countdown, the moment you two sort of set off to go sprinting up the stairs, you realize that while Kayana's legs are super short and she does not have a long stride, they don't have to cover as much distance to get a foothold. And she is remarkably quick, faster than you were expecting. And so she immediately gets a sort of sudden just head start on you, and you sort of stagger for a second like, what the fuck? You quickly compensate. You imagine that if you hadn't been underestimating her, you might have actually been able to pull that off with relative ease. But you'd been going in overconfident and cocky, and so by the time you catch back up to her, she's already made it to the room.
You will speak not a word of this to the others.
Too slow.
You're too slow.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go faster,
Do we
faster.
see- Alright. We
Faster,
push
faster,
door-
faster.
We push door open to room.
Cassandra, you have failed. Kayana is new idol for Rosa.
You are not here, so you shut up.
Betrayal.
Critical failure. Anyway, so opening up the door, as I mentioned before, it looks to just be a pantry. Just a pantry and storage room. You can see some jars.
I thought you said there was a pantry and then there was this room.
No, the pantry was the slightly ajar door.
Oh, okay.
Like, you had an angle on it from the front door. You didn't have an angle on the bedroom door. The view of that one was obscured because the door was so wide open in the angle. This one, though, it looks to just be a pantry.
Anything of interest?
Awareness check.
Anything out of the ordinary that should not be there?
Another
What
11.
is with this? He's the same freaking dice again.
11, 11, 11. You have released Skyrim. Anyway, so, Cassandra, for the sake of brevity, no. You're not finding anything. Just about everything. Nothing that would give you any indication about what might have happened to Ricard. Everything in here has just kind of been sitting here unattended for the last couple of weeks. So, nothing.
So you're telling me from the bedroom to the basement to this, there's nothing in this house? Not a. Is there? Okay. Is there like a journal or anything that I see? Like any kind of like book or anything?
Well, maintaining your 11, when you go back to the bedroom to sort of scout around there, you don't find any journals, but when you, like, pull open one of the, like, bedside tables in the bedroom, you do find a small stack of papers, and when you pick them up and start leafing through them, you realize, oh, these are incomplete poems. Oh, God, this guy's terrible. You just kind of realize that this guy is not a good poet, which explains why he was asking his friend for advice on that before, and then just hid them when he realized he was bad.
The shame.
You know, if a guy read these to me, I would have asked for chocolates.
I just like, let me see it. I want to see how bad this is.
Just hands it down to her.
Oh, it's bad.
Oh, sweet. This.
Men, right?
Yeah. Especially I never dated one. Thank you.
Yeah, interesting. Well, regardless,
Is there anything else?
not looking like it now.
There's no like
No blood.
letter.
No letter, no blood, no signs of a scuffle. Just looks like they left one day and then intending to clean up later and then did not return.
So basically, we found nothing.
More or less.
There's nothing here.
Uh,
She kicks at the nearest thing in frustration.
It's a stool. Bong! Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and cut back over to Rosa and the rest of that gang and see how they fare.
Kanara, maybe you should stand 10 feet back that way with Floppy. Keep her company, you know.
What are you saying?
That you'll scare the shit out of the people we're trying to talk to.
I was just eating a freaking mini cake.
Oh dear.
Kanara, you are super awesome, but that awesomeness is too much for most people who has never seen a Lupin before, and you have fangs.
Don't worry, I'll keep my fangs on as long as they don't decide to cause any harm.
Yes, and you can keep an eye for harm 10 feet back that way.
You don't give me orders, little one.
I'm not giving you orders, I'm just... Please. She's giving kitten eyes.
Please, Koopa. Gives Moogle eyes.
Oh,
Our powers combined.
You cannot
Oh
say
my
no to
goodness.
those eyes.
I will keep a suitable distance, but not the one you recommend.
Now I can imagine
How's
the thumbnail
that?
for this episode just being Rosa and Aeon giving Kunara big eyes.
It's literally just their faces squished together with big stars in their eyes. That's literally the thumbnail.
Oh, hey, if that's what
I
you're
cannot-
gonna
And Kanara's just looking
Why
down
do
at
I
them
wanna
with.
drop thumbnail now?
Kanara's just looking down with like a frustrated but straight, like serious look on her face.
do. Anyways.
Fine. Sort of
Right.
look, I guess.
Thank you, Kanara. Fluffy, keep her company.
No, I just said not all the way your distance, but I will keep a suitable distance.
Fluffy can still keep you company because you might be lonely otherwise.
I'm fine. Besides, me and your bird don't get along too well.
That's what I'm trying to fix. You're awesome. You're a match made in heaven.
I doubt that. It's probably best I still
You
keep my
just need
distance.
to believe. Believe. Stop poking him on the chest. Believe.
Rosa, I am hungry. Don't test me.
You could be such a killjoy.
Yeah, be lucky that Kai is not there, or
She is still following, but like about a few feet behind.
Anyway, so now that you've spent the last 10 minutes debating where you're going to stand, I got first person's door. Yes.
Yep. First,
All right.
go to the door and knock.
Dot, 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 dot. Couple
Dot,
seconds
dot.
pass before the door, and you see Tarfel person, looks to me maybe in their 30s, sort of reddish hair, kind of scraggly, poking his head out. Huh? Can I do something for you?
Sorry to interrupt. We're friends of Celia and Rickard. Your neighbor, is the latter?
Oh yeah, Rickard. Is he
We
all right?
just-
Haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. We came around and it looks like he hasn't been home for a while. Everything kind of like it looks dusty peering in, and I was wondering when you last saw him.
Tom, if you could do me a favor and just roll me a flat D12.
All right, I need a D12. A 12, yeah, that's a D12. Come on, knee dice. 6, dead in the middle.
6. Oh, well, last time I saw them, Rickard rather, it was a couple weeks back. It was the night after the festival ended. Like the night immediately after. Everyone had just packed up earlier that day. I was sleeping soundly at the time, but then I wound up being woken up when I heard his voice out in the street. I went and looked out, and I just saw him following someone. I think the Cecilia woman you mentioned. He looked distraught. She looked very calm, just walking away at a steady pace. I didn't hear what they were saying, but they just sort of wandered off into the streets with them going after her the whole time, and after that I didn't hear anything. They were in their jammies, if that's anything of note.
So, did you see which direction they went?
Oh yeah, they were sort of heading off towards the west, I think. I didn't follow them. I went back to bed. I figured they were just having a lover spat.
You say she looked calm. I mean, did she say anything, or was she just...
If she was saying anything, her voice was low enough that I couldn't hear. Again, Rickard was kind of raising his voice a bit, so I could sort of make out that he was sort of talking through the window, but if she said anything, I didn't hear it.
What about Ricard, Koopa? Did he say anything that you could hear?
I didn't hear any specific words other than occasionally he was saying her name, but that's about it. Again, I was tired. It was the middle of the night. I thought they were having a lover spat. I was not going to get involved, so I just went to bed.
What direction did he say? Oh, no. What direction did he say they were going?
West.
West. Okay. Do you know if Rickard was having any trouble with anyone at work, or?
Not that I know of. I know Rickard by name, and occasionally we chat when he's coming home, but like we're not like good friends or anything. We're acquaintances.
Is there any? Did he talk to any of the other neighbors around here?
I don't know. I have my own things to deal with. He's a good enough lad, but again, we're just acquaintances. I'm not super versed with his schedule and his dealings, so...
Thank you. Sorry to bother you.
It's all...
Wait, Koopa.
Yes?
Is there anything like close by that's out west that you think that they would head to? Is there like a town or anything, Koopa?
There's a lot of water.
Water.
Yeah,
The
well,
docks?
maybe. Like northwest, there's a bunch of marshland that way, but no towns that I can think of. It's right up against the Sky Peak Mountains, but that's not the direction she was going, and there aren't any roads heading that way. It's just...
What's to the west of the town?
I mean, you guys are on the world map, right?
Oh, yeah, I mean, in the town, the west region of the town. Not
Just
outside of it.
The Western Edge, it's mostly just more civilian housing and a couple of warehouses. That's about it.
Houses.
Didn't look like that's the direction they were headed, though. That's more like northwest-ish. They were just kind of generally west. They could have gone in any number of directions, though. I don't know. I didn't follow them.
Alright, well, thank you.
We appreciate your assistance.
Whoa, that's a wolf woman.
Yes, I get that a lot.
She's a Lupin. She's from, what is it, Mysidia?
Miss Stella.
Miss Stella.
Estella.
She's from Miss Stella, so, you know, she's wandering around, tourist, you know.
Huh. I've heard of your people, but I haven't ever actually seen one before. You're tall.
Indeed.
I'm a Tarafel, so everyone's tall compared to me. Yet you stand out head and shoulders. Literally.
That relates.
Not every day you see something that cool. Nice.
Cool, nice, cool.
Okay. I admire the flattery, but I was still looking for a friend.
I've told you everything I know, so.
Yes, again,
Which
thank
we
you for the time.
for that.
Sorry for bothering you. We won't hold you up any longer. Hope we should find him soon enough.
Alright, good luck.
Indeed.
Have a good rest, Koopa.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Back to my book.
Well, all things considered, I think that was quite fruitful. I wonder what amazing clues the others found in the house.
Yeah.
What
It's at about this. It's at
Scary
about this
monsters.
time that it's at about this
I
time
was
that you
gonna-
look over and Cassandra and Cayenne are stepping out.
Sandra, we have clues and leads. What did you find?
Nothing.
A whole lot of dust and crap. And she just freaking kicks the door in frustration.
I
Oh.
figured as much. The nose
Yeah.
knows, after
Crossing
all.
her freaking hand. Like you can see her just guys just like crossing her freaking arms like in frustration. She's like, I thought we could find something that we can.
Just gonna have Aeon just hug Cassandra. Cassandra, you're alive, and Kai's alive. I'm so happy, Koopa.
Aw.
Well, we found out that. Looking at the dates here, we found out that the day after the festival, the same day, you know.
As a
Anything
reminder,
happened to
as a reminder, the festival does last for 3 days in total.
Right. Oh, so
So it would be on the
Dawn
night of the
Festival on the
third
first.
it would be the night of the third that the person was talking about.
or the morning of the 4th.
Night of the third, morning of the fourth. Either way, middle of the night, sun wasn't up yet when the witness
Yeah.
saw the things.
Yeah. So it was the morning of the 4th when we were still on the ship that they were last seen. Apparently, they came home from the festival just fine, but then in the middle of the night, Celia kind of just got up and calmly started walking west out the house, and Ricard kind of followed her in a panic, and they haven't been seen since. Which explains the sheets, why they were kind of just discarded.
Wait. She just walked out calmly while he was screaming?
Yeah, Koopa is weird.
Yeah, she didn't say anything, she just kept calmly walking away, and he followed on, and that was the last anyone saw of them. West, you know, towards the water.
The water?
Yeah, that's all.
Sounds like a dysfunctional relationship.
I don't know, it kind of seems weird to me. You'd think if they were having some sort of dysfunction, she'd, you know, shout back.
I think that's the
There
thing
is
that's
something
bothering
called
me right
silent
now is
rage.
she was calm and he was upset.
Also, this happened like early in the morning, like they were asleep, and then she just seemed to kind of leave. And she was still in her pajamas. She wasn't in clothes or anything. She just walked out with none of her possessions. All the possessions still in the house.
So, wait, they went in their pajamas?
Yeah, she walked out. According to the neighbor, she walked out in her pajamas, no possessions. They're still in the house, no clothing. She just started blankly walking away.
Yeah, in my
Okay.
experience, I don't really want to walk around in the night in the cold
It just
in my
strike-
pajamas.
It strikes me as really odd. I mean, if she was leaving in a half like and they were splitting, she'd at least get her possessions, right? Or wear some clothes.
Something's fishy.
But where
So
do
they
we
had to-
go, Kupo?
And then vanishing. I mean, there are. I mean, maybe I'm just kind of getting a conspiracy from those novels I read that can't and I still never stop reading them. But there are magics that can charm people.
True that.
I mean, someone were to charm her, lead him away, and then snatch them somewhere out of sight.
Like a siren, Kupo?
And just
I mean, it's
unintentional siren on her part.
It's not unheard of. We are by the water. Though why it would only affect her, they usually lure men.
I don't think it's a siren. Remember Claudian? I don't know. I think maybe someone did something to her, and she started just to wander away. He followed, trying to.
So what do you
Pretty
think?
confused, and then maybe they just got snatched somewhere. I mean, they went west, and maybe we could try and follow their footsteps.
Maybe.
It's worth a
If
try.
if she was charmed, he may have a mage with him.
Oh,
Hello.
great. Magic.
What's wrong with magic? I'm a mage.
I use magic, Kupo!
Yes, but you two charm people with cuteness, not magic.
I'm not. He's cute. I'm not cute. I'm a Mithra elf.
No,
Fluffy starts
Kupo.
nuzzling the back of your head.
No, traitor.
I'm gonna snuggle the other side of Rosa's head. Just no, you are adorable, Kupo Rosa.
She starts to blush. I'm not adorable.
Oh
Tops her cheeks
no,
up.
you're so fearsome, Rosa. I feel
Anyway,
a bit of fear down my spine.
anyway, let's head down. Let's head west and see if there's any kind of sign of anything that they would go to, or at least anything suspicious.
Kayana. No, sorry, Kanara. Maybe it's been a little while, but maybe try and see if any trace was left behind, any sign of a struggle. Fluffy, I'm gonna jump up onto Fluffy's back. We'll keep an eye out too, yeah, girl?
Sure.
Any scent will be old, but could still very be
mean-
there.
If he was following her and they were attacked on the way, if she was charmed, she wouldn't have fought back, but he would have.
Hmm.
It's worth a try.
Okay. So just so I'm clear, y'all are using sense as a smell to try and track where they went?
Yeah, starting off heading westerly where they were last seen and then trying to retrace their steps.
All right, I'm going to need a nature check from Kunara and from Fluffy, rolled by Rosa on Fluffy's behalf.
Yeah, and I get bonus because I'm on the bluff.
Nice. Yeah. That ain't good.
That's
2 and a 1.
is that
Yep.
a 2 and a 1?
5 and a 3, so that's 5 and a 3.
The old
So that would be
Plus
7 in
3,
total.
plus
I'd
an extra
say
2, so 15.
Kanara's
No,
hunger's getting the best of her.
Sorry, 13,
Getting
not
sick.
15.
Okay, 13. All right, so Kunara's total?
7.
7. I say Kanara's hunger's getting the best of her.
So a 7 and a 13. Okay, so Kunara.
Distracted with other
So
spells.
Kunara, you didn't get a very strong indication of like a Cillian Ricard sense, other than the faintest hints of like a more floral scent and then a more sweaty musk. But the moment you get back out into the streets and start trying to track that, again, this was a couple weeks ago, so the scents have definitely sort of eroded, and they've just been trampled over and over and over again by the passage of people and foot traffic. So you instantly lose the smell and the cacophony. You're still not very used to dense population centers when it comes to trying to track people, so your senses become confused when you try to pick out that specific smell, and you just wind up getting a headache. As for Fluffy is able to pick up the smell after a moment, like you sort of bring something from inside, be like, hey, can you track this girl? Like maybe the clothes or something. She gets a smell and is able to follow it for maybe a couple of blocks. But then when you get out onto like the sort of a main thoroughfare, of the city. Fluffy just sort of looks around in confusion, shakes her head a bit. Seems she's lost the scent.
And on the way, there was no sign of disturbance, like some broken barrels or anything like that. Looked like there was a fight within the last couple of weeks.
Not that you can make an awareness check.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so by the time where the scent is lost, is there anything around that stands out?
Make an awareness check yourself.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12. Okay.
Well,
Oh.
All right, we'll get to Cassandra in a second. Rosa, you're not seeing any signs of a fight, no.
Ack.
As for you, Cassandra, anything that stands out to you? You're not really seeing anything that strikes you as being connected or related. It's just the main thoroughfare that sort of goes and connects to the heart of the city and then branches out to all the other parts, like the docks or the market districts or residential areas or apartments or the city entrance.
Are there any guards
I
nearby?
rolled a 14.
You're pretty much getting the same thing, Kunara. As regards, you do see like just a single watchman, sort of standing at near the corner, just sort of keeping an eye out.
There would have been a watchman here that night. I mean, they always have someone on duty, right?
yeah, let's say a dock worker and his girlfriend out in their pajamas, one shouting had to cause the scene.
Right. It would have.
Let's go ask Koopa.
Yeah.
Like,
You
so
think
just,
like whoever was on duty would have taken note? Is kind of odd.
so just walk up to the watchman.
Okay, Tarafel lad looks to be maybe in his 40s. Can I do something for you?
Hi there. Say, I know this is going to be a long shot, but 2 weeks ago, do you work night shifts?
I do not know. I work day shift.
Do you know where we can find the guy who worked the night shift here 2 weeks ago?
Not this specific spot. I mean, if you wanted to go talk about, like, schedules and whatnot, you'd have to go talk to the city watch captain, Otto. I don't know he'd be willing to share any of that information with you, though.
Alright, so
That.
What was that?
Why's that?
Well, because, you're not generally speaking supposed to just tell random people what the city watch rotation is, because if anyone can walk in and get that information, then so can people who are planning crimes. So
We're not after that kind of thing. We're just wondering whether you saw some people who haven't been seen in a little while come through this way that night. Some friends of ours we've been looking for.
I didn't see anything of the sort. Who is it?
Ricard and his girlfriend walking around at night in their pajamas. Surely somebody had to heard about that.
Ricard.
Someone mentioned it.
Ricard. I think that guy's in jail right now.
Jail?
I beg your pardon?
Yeah. I wasn't there for the whole proceedings, but I remember a buddy of mine mentioning that some guy named Ricard wound up in the jailhouse.
Can
You
we-
won't know what crimes he's committed.
I wasn't in charge of that, lad. You could head to the jailhouse and ask. Visitation is allowed so long as it's supervised by the warden on hand.
What about Celia? She hasn't been seen, and her mother was expressing some concern.
Cilia. That's not a name I know. I'm sorry.
There was no girl with him when he was arrested?
Again, I had nothing to do with that arrest. I only heard about it in passing, so.
He doesn't know anything, Koopa. Let's go!
One last thing. Do you know? This is probably a long shot, but do you know anyone by the name of Claudian?
Claudian. Yeah, that's one of the bigger merchants in town, runs sort of the main trade guild down by the docks. He doesn't have a monopoly on it, but he definitely has a bigger stake than just about everyone else. Always seems to get the best shipping deals. He's usually in direct cooperation or competition with Dorder, depending on who you ask. Their relationship is weird. I'm not much into the bureaucracy of all that. I just make sure no one's doing anything illegal in sight.
Well, cool. Thanks for the info. We're gonna go see our friend at the jailhouse.
Alright, just out of curiosity, are you lot adventurers?
Yes. We're the Freebirds.
Wait, the Freebirds, Koopa.
Can't say I've heard about your
Freebirds.
can't say I've heard about your group, but all the same, it's good
We're
luck.
kind of just starting out. This is technically our second job.
Well, good luck then. You know, I was an adventurer myself once upon a time. Then I got
Oh,
married.
really? Oh, you're married?
Yeah,
You must have been quite the woman.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she is. Damn good at archery, too.
I know where this stupid joke is going. I knew it as soon as he said he was married.
Like an arrow to the knee.
Anyway.
Knowing where the
Oh,
And-
sick.
Cassandra is.
I'm gonna leave.
Yeah,
I
Cassandra
agree.
is just leaving now.
I am so happy that I managed to slip that in there.
I hate you.
I love it.
You're all walking off. Rosa is just starting to try and ask about his family life and just getting friendly, but that's not really
And
realizing you're
then
all leaving.
Cassandra grabs her by the tail and starts.
Oh, not again!
Okay.
Kanoa's just looking at Rosa.
Just
I will
jailhouse.
leave this chat if I hear that freaking quote again.
No.
Sandra pulls the tail, I pull the ears.
Cooperation.
Hmm.
Shit.
So, jailhouse.
Yep.
Oh,
So-
Alright.
and on the way, Kanoa is looking at Rosa like, the Freebirds. Wonder who came up with that name.
The whole group
Points
did
at
back
Cassandra.
in session
So
4.
it was Cassandra's idea.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like that's been your guys' name since session 4.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
bring it. Jailhouse.
Anyway, so after a while, it doesn't take you very long to get directions to the jailhouse, and when you find it, it's a fairly standard looking building. It looks to just be from the outside, it looks to just be a simple stone brick tower, round in shape, door in front. Kind of more on the squat side, so it's less like a spire and more like, I'm trying to find a non-insulting way to describe it. It is very squat and stumpy.
So it's a shit house.
You get the impression that the actual jail part of it is probably underground.
Okay.
So
We walk in and.
Yep,
what do
you
we
walk.
see?
Yep, you step up to the door, and there are 2 watchmen out in front who are just sort of keeping an eye on. One looks up. What do you need?
Hi, we are looking for a prisoner called Ricard.
If you're wanting to visit or talk to them, you'll need to talk to Jaden. He's our warden for the day. He's inside. As a point of order, anyone visiting the jailhouse is required to leave their weapons and any other items of such with the warden before they're allowed to descend. So he sort of nods his head. So he sort of nods his head over towards sort of a secure-looking chest off to his right. You can leave him in there. We'll give him back to you when you leave.
I certainly hope you do.
We
Just
collect taxes, not anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I rather wait outside.
Well, good. You can make sure they don't. That they stay in the chest.
Mainly, I don't want to depart with my weapon, thank you.
Right,
So we talk to this warden?
So okay, Kunara is doing her usual thing and staying outside, and the rest of us will relieve us our weapons and head inside.
Indeed. All right, so you go ahead.
Do I have to leave my toy stick?
How many of you can convince them that it's just a toy stick? You can try.
I can try. Is that a roll that I have to do? Or...
It would be you'd have to make an argument and make a negotiation check to see if they buy it.
Sir, I love my toy stick. It's the last I have of my family. It doesn't
My
do anything,
God.
but
Okay.
remind me how much I miss my family.
Okay, so instead of a negotiation check, that's going to be an acting check because now you are lying.
Oh, come on. Give her some bonuses.
No,
'cause she's
I'm
being
fine.
adorable,
I'll
come
take
on.
what I get. I didn't know what argument I had. It's the first thing that came up, and
Come
Ah,
on, he can't say
no,
no
it's
to
fine.
that. Come on.
no, they
That
can
was
say
quick.
no to it.
Roll it.
I can try. I'm not I'm not saying it's a weapon. Sorry.
I literally died on the inside.
It's a stick with a Moogle head on it. Eight.
No.
And the guard
Ah,
kind
look,
of
I got a 2 and a 6.
nice. The guard just sort of shakes his head. Nope, sorry. I recognize a magic implement when I see one. Been on the job long enough. Goes in the box.
Okay, Koopa.
We'll take care of it. Don't worry.
Nice try.
I'll give you a lollipop
Although-
for seeing through my lies. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm not allowed to accept gifts from people I don't know and on watch.
So, out of character, just in general, like, I know they can't do, like, the quiz cast thing, but can Rosa and Aeon do magic without the
Yeah.
weapons?
Yes, they just won't be able to do their swift casts, and
Got
if any properties their weapons incur will be lost.
So, for those who just ask and those, like, give up, for those of magic users, is kind of taking the weapons really not that much of a handicap?
It prevents them from casting quickly, which allows the guards to respond if they start casting. Because otherwise,
Also, I can't shoot them full of arrows.
That's
Also,
it.
as I give over my burger, take good care of this, and don't mind if the vines move a bit.
Alright, either way, so everyone's gear is put into the box, and with that, you are allowed inside. And you are immediately greeted to a very plain but sturdy sort of a office room, it looks like. There's a sort of a barred wall in the back that looks to head back to sort of a combination of storage room and evidence room, where like there's just like rows upon rows of lockers and chests with little sheets of parchment stuck to them that you would imagine indicate what prisoner the belongings in there are for and what stuff it's related to. There's a desk in the heart of the room, and you can see just sort of leaning back there, human individual, looks to be maybe in his early 20s, sort of just trying to get comfortable at a Tarufel-sized desk and failing magnificently. Like he's just kind of popping a squat just to sit in the fucking stool. Hello, what can I do for you?
You the warden around here?
I'm the warden for the day, yes?
For the day?
They tend to cycle us out a little bit. It's not like a permanent position.
I would hope not. That looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, as it so happens, I'm fairly sure I pissed off my commanding officer, and he put me in here to wise me up a bit, either way.
I remember those days.
Military gal yourself, are you? Nice. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Oh yeah, we're here to see Ricard.
Here to see Ricard. Huh. May I ask what
What's
your
he in
relation...
for?
He's in for assault.
On who?
A traveler down on the docks. I was actually the one who carried out the arrest. I was on patrol that night.
Was the traveler someone named Celia, woman in the pajamas?
No, I didn't see any woman in pajamas.
Who was
Who was he assaulting?
I didn't get a name other than Solus. Think it was a human guy. Had a lot of bandages on his face. I think he had a burn at some point.
Was he in his pajamas?
No. He was decked out in full travel gear.
When did?
No, was Ricard in his pajamas?
I that's the only I can think of to describe what he was wearing.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Not from the traveler.
And there was no sign of a girl with him?
Not that I could see. I showed up sort of at the tail end of it all.
What was he assaulting the guy for?
Well, when I asked Ricard about it, he said that he was accusing that guy of abducting his girlfriend, but I didn't find any sign of that at the time, and by the time I thought to ask, Solus had already set sail, so...
That's the
Solus set sail?
Yeah?
Oh no. That's the thing with Celia. See, we were kind of hired by her mother to come find her because they were dating, and she hasn't been seen since that night.
Oh.
This Solus guy, was he a merchant?
I don't know what his occupation was.
What ship did he leave on?
Let me check my notes. I have it in here somewhere. I know it. Where did I fucking put it? The Ice Maiden.
And where was she bound to?
I don't know. I'm not the harbor master.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
yeah, sure. All right, we're gonna go get it from Ricard. Nice work. Where is he?
Follow me downstairs. He gets up, goes over, picks up a ring of keys off the wall, and sort of leads you through a iron reinforced door and down a very narrow flight of stairs. And when you come to the bottom of it, you sort of come into this sort of a wide-ish open, sort of a this really uncomfortable looking sort of mossy gray room. Stone brick. There's a single sort of a shaft up in the roof for light and airflow. And then off to the left and right and against the far wall, there are an assortment of cells. Rudimentary, just simple iron bars to keep the prisoners in. You can see off to the right a handful of individuals who appear to be in there just for being just regular old not good people. Most of the cells do appear to be empty. On the far side, sort of off to the left-hand side, you can see that's the cell you're being led to. And you can see sort of leaning up against the wall, just sitting on the floor against the wall. Human individual, kind of dark tannish skin, bald head, the beginnings of a goatee going on, and just dressed in the same outfit as the other prisoners. Looks like they have a universal outfit they wear. Just sort of very plain old, sort of a bright orange shirt and pants.
Mm-hmm.
And Jaden nods at him. Hey, Ricard, got some people here to visit you. Keep away from the bars, all of you. Ricard sort of looks up. And who are you?
Concerned individuals.
Don't play cryptic with me. I've had enough of that bullshit to last me a lifetime. Out with it. Who are you? What do you want?
Cecilia.
With,
You know.
with the Freebirds, Amanda sent us.
Next time I see that woman, I might just kiss her.
Kind of awkward. You're dating her daughter, but
Yeah. Shut up. What do you know? Why are you here? What are you after?
She was in her pajamas, kind of charmed or something. Wandered out the house. You chased them. Someone took her. You assaulted them, and ended up here.
is that the gist of it?
More or less.
So she just. So
You're-
again,
you're
walk us through what
are
happened
you
that night.
are you trying to find her?
Yes. We've been trying to find you all day.
Actually looking through your eyes.
I'd say your boss could have just saved us the story. A whole line of trouble of us going through your house if he had just told us you were in jail.
He didn't mention I was in jail.
No?
Yeah.
No, he said his hands were tied.
Yeah. We found this. Does this mean anything to you? And I read out the note.
As you're sort of reading it out, Jaden off to the side is getting increasingly uncomfortable looking, and Ricard in the sail is looking increasingly furious. And the moment you finish reading it off, Jaden sort of swallows heavily. So my boss is going to need to know about that. That's evidence in a criminal investigation. We're going to need that.
Ah.
You'll get it in a second when we're done here.
And the
Ricard?
cell, Ricard's like, oh, I never liked Claudian to begin with. Now I have a damn good reason not to.
Did he take her?
I didn't see Claudian. Would it help if I give you the full recount of what happened?
Go on.
Okay. So, Celia came on time. We went and started enjoying the festival. It was a great time. But when the festival ended, we went back to my house, went to bed. Middle of the night, she just suddenly got up and just walked out. And you know, naturally, I responded that I was asking where she was going, but she didn't respond to anything I said. Once or twice, I tried to, like, grab her arm or get in her way to, just stop her so I could get some answers, and she either tore her arm out of my grip or walked around me or pushed me aside. So, not forcefully or not forcefully or anything. It wasn't like she was getting violent, but I was an annoyance.
Sounds like a charm spell to me.
She was absolutely not in her right mind. Whatever was happening, she walked down to the docks, and I wound up seeing this boat. I didn't catch the name, but there was this guy out in front of it. I think human. Lot of layers of clothes, sort of bandages all over his face, wizard's hat, big staff on his back, and there were other people too. Silly wasn't the only one. There were other people getting on the boat. It looks like Silly was the last one though. And
were they all?
They were all acting the same way. Yeah, just dead-faced, calm walks, static pose. And they were walking on and going below decks. It was a pleasure barge, so it had a lot of room for people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Were they all women?
No, this is like just anyone and everyone, really. It looked like they were coming in groups and waves. And again, Silly was like the last one in.
Were they all human or some Tarafel?
It was a whole assortment. It was basically just about every race under the sun.
And they just got onto the ship with this bandaged mage, and that's the guy you were arrested for assaulting?
Oh, yeah. When Celia walked up on deck, this guy just nodded at her, and at that point I just figured, oh, well, he must be responsible. Well, time to get some answers. I went, demanded answers, and he pretty much ignored me. I lost my temper a bit because the bastard was stealing my girlfriend, so I attacked him, and next thing I know, I was out on my ass and falling unconscious. Blasted me with a spell he did. Then I was waking up here, and I'd already been arrested and processed.
And while this is going on, Claudian starts muscling people to not ask questions about what happened that night.
Seems like it.
Cassandra turns to the warden. You were the arresting officer?
I was, yes. I showed up at the tail end of things.
He was unconscious, from what he said, knocked out, and you arrested him while he was unconscious?
I showed up like... I saw the confrontation happening from a distance. And I saw Ricard reach his hands out for the guy and try to punch him a few times, then a blast of blue light, and he was flat out on his ass. I didn't know the context, but assault is assault. Ricard struck first. I had a duty to do it, to take him in. That's what I had to do. As far as I could see at the time, the guy with the bandages hadn't done anything wrong. He was just loitering from what I could see.
Next to a ship.
Well, I just... Whatever that was, I think we need to find out where that ship was going. And if that was part of Claudian's company, maybe?
We need to go talk to the harbor master and see where that ship was going.
What was the name again?
The ship, the Ice Maiden.
Ice Maiden.
The Ice Maiden.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that is a ship that operates under his company, Claudian.
Possibly. Alright then. And I'm just looking at the warden. Hearing what you've heard now, are you still gonna keep him in there?
It's not my call to make. I'm just supposed to make sure the prisoners don't leave. That said, from what I've just heard, and with again, it's not my call to make. But you should absolutely take that letter to my commander, Otto. He'll be at the barracks, and he'll get final say on it. He's a good man. He's got good judgment. If there's evidence here that's contradicting things, but at present, I should point out that at present, all of this is perspective and circumstantial. There's a lot of what's the word? I'm sorry. I've only been working in this force for a couple months. and I'm legitimate blacking on the term right now. Allegations. There's a lot of words being thrown around, but not necessarily a lot of substantive evidence from reliable sources to back a lot of it up. The note is a thing, yes, absolutely, but unless it can be proven, guaranteed that it's from Claudian, it's just paper, as far as the law is concerned.
Well, that's. I guess that's why adventurers are hired. I guess.
Yeah.
All right, just stop. I know the whole spiel of it.
Right.
Ricard, sit still. We're gonna get you out of there, and then we are going to find Cecilia and whoever this bastard mage is.
Right.
All right, come on, guys. Gotta go do some justice.
We're gonna talk to the big guy first, the commander.
Yes, and I'm going to freaking kick him in the balls.
Let's not do that. I have a note. Let's start with that.
And we leave to retrieve our weapons, I suppose.
Yep, you quickly head back up top. Jaden kind of sees you out. If I fucked up, I am really sorry. I was just trying to do my job.
I think you're fine. You didn't really know, so and it kind of sounds like this Claudian guy has been bullying a bunch of people with muscle, and I think if we find the ship and everyone's okay, I think it's good.
If you're telling the truth and you really didn't know anything about it, we'll give you a pass. But we're gonna go talk to your commanding officer and see what the hell is going on.
Alright.
Sorry about Cassandra. She's passionate.
I can see that.
She, again...
And once we get our weapons, I think Kai just immediately grabs her freaking gun because they're actually still
Just as a heads up, Kayana, your voice is coming through really, really muffled and far away, so closer to your mic if possible.
So this thing was a pleasure barge?
If it was a pleasure barge, it'll have a list of occupants. It's required.
I don't like that they're kidnapping a bunch of people and putting them on a pleasure barge. It's giving me bad vibes.
In the middle of the night. Let's say a guy standing on the docks, all wrapped up in bandages, a mage, no less, knocking a guy out when the guy is screaming that he stole his girlfriend, doesn't scream.
We're going to be dealing with a charm spell, and it's going to be fairly powerful if we can get that many people.
That's what's worrying me. Alright, let's go find this commanding officer and tell him to let the guy out.
Alright. So, as it so happens, the jailhouse and the local garrison are fairly close together. Like, most of these sorts of buildings are sort of clustered together. Excuse me. So you only need to go...
They met up with...
Yeah, so you only need to go about a block before you reach the... before you locate the garrison, and it's a much larger building. So, and you can sort of see it has two different branches off points, 2 stories each, where you imagine the various city watchmen and local troops in the event of a military situation would, be sleeping. So there's plenty here.
So they probably met up with Kanara then.
Yeah, you were during that entire conversation. You'd come back outside where Kanara is.
Is he innocent or guilty?
Innocent. And honestly, if I were that guy, I would have been asking the mage more questions rather than just dragging the guy off.
What do we do after this? I mean, we can find out where the ship went, but if we chase off the ship, what happens with Claudia?
Whoa, slow down. What I miss?
For the sake of brevity, we can say you guys just give Kunara the rundown.
Yeah, we give her the rundown.
Oh, great.
Okay, really bad slave trade vibes.
If it is, someone's gonna die.
He best not use that charm on me.
Well, either way.
Or there will not be a single piece of him left.
Yes. Into the garrison we go. What's the guy's name we're looking for?
Jaden told you that his name is Otto. That's the name of the local city watch captain.
Okay. going inside the garrison, I'm imagining there's a whole bunch of guards.
Yeah, it's a pretty active site when you step in. So, there's a... You kind of look around, it's like just a spread of Tarfel moving around in City Watch attire.
I grab the nearest guy, he's like, hey, buddy,
What?
where can a girl find Otto?
The captain? Right now he
Yes.
should. Right now he'll be out in the yard out back, giving some instructions to a few new recruits we just picked up.
Neat. Thank you. And just walks towards wherever the yard would be.
All right, so sort of leading the way, Cassandra, you head out through a door out back. And as you step out, you see this sort of wide open space where you imagine where there's like a whole bunch of obstacle courses and training areas sort of set aside. And you can see there's a bunch of individuals sort of going through one of said obstacle courses right now. Mostly Tarfel, but a handful of other races who are just, at present, doing that stereotypical basic camp crawling through the mud on their hands and knees shit under a bunch of other things. And on a sort of a little raised wooden pedestal to just sort of oversee things because of his short stature, you see a Tarfel individual, looks to be a little on the older side, maybe in his 40s, sort of standing, hands behind his back, sort of triangle pose, overlooking them, and after a moment sort of points at one of them. I see you there, Aldrit. Go ahead, pick up the pace. Don't lag behind or you're out. Don't give me the stink eye, though. That's another 5 laps for you when you're out. That's it. Get a move on. Does he swag?
Unusual training ritual.
Working the dogs hard today, Captain?
And to whom might I owe the pleasure?
Cassandra Shadowgrass.
Mm.
I need to talk to you.
Shadowgrasp, huh? Big name to fill. 1 second. I'm keeping an eye on you lot. Don't think you can slack just because I'm talking to people. And he turns back to you more directly. All right, Miss Shadowgrasp, you have my attention. What do you and your friends need?
Ricard out of jail.
Ricard. The man who was arrested for assault, am I right?
Yes, assaulting the mage who stole away his girlfriend.
That's an interesting claim. First I've heard of it.
Yes, your arresting officer would, if had any idea to ask questions rather than just drag the guy who got knocked out.
If you're referring to Jaden, when I read over his report, he did ask questions. He asked what instigated the attack, what the mage did in response to defend himself. Solus, his name was. As far as he was concerned, according to the report Jaden gave, Solus was minding his own business down by the docks when Ricard attacked him out of nowhere.
Well, it's
Minding your business.
Maybe we
on
should start.
docks at
Sandra.
night.
Maybe we should start from when we got hired by Amanda,
I'm listening.
and then give him the rundown. So we're not all repeating the same thing again.
Right. So you give him the rundown on the experiences you've had and the people you've talked to and just the merry goose chase you're going through. And the more you tell this man, the more concerned he appears to be becoming. That is quite the tale you've told me. That being said, I cannot operate on word of mouth alone. If that were the case, it would be mob rule and anarchy, and that's not what I'm here to uphold. Now, that said, you mentioned that Totomar is involved in all this, and you brought me that letter.
Yes,
That gives me cause to believe that you're not making things up, but at present that would not be sufficient grounds to release Ricard at present. If a testimony from Totomar can be secured, validating your claims and the veracity of that letter, then I would be happy to let Ricard out of jail, and indeed lend assistance in this investigation you're carrying out. Or rather, permit you to carry on with yours while we conduct our own.
he did promise to try and meet us at the tavern later.
Then what I would advise is you carry on with that for the time being. I will send someone to keep an eye on the situation from a distance. And then, when all is said and done. If your actions back up your claims, then I'll happily let Ricard out of jail and pursue this matter more effectively and give Jaden a proper scolding for his poor performance. The boy means well, and he has a good heart, but I feel he's a touch on the naive side. A little too eager to trust the word of others at face value, a lesson I have learned many times over. So, you secure that testimony from Totomar, and we can go from there.
Fine.
You said you're gonna have someone keep an eye on the situation. Is that keeping an eye on us, or?
Yes.
Because I was thinking, Totomar's meant to be meeting us at the tavern, right? Or, well, he's kind of being. If he's being threatened, then there's this friend that's gonna go visit him. What if he doesn't come alone?
I plan on having multiple eyes on multiple places after the story you've told me, just to keep track of things for myself.
I'll roll an insight check on this guy.
Inquiry, roll it.
Yeah. Critical success.
Critical success?
No, not quite a critical success, and went off.
Oh, okay.
Since I have nothing into it, that comes up to 11.
Okay, 11. Giving this guy a read over, you're getting the impression that he's not trying to hide anything from you. He's just being professional and cautious. Nothing he has said to you so far is giving you any reason to doubt his words.
Alright.
Fine.
I understand it might be frustrating having to go through these layers of bureaucracy, but they exist for a reason. Judging by your attire, you're a trained dragoon. So I should hope you understand that.
I know very well how the whole system works.
It's not perfect, but it's
off.
what we have. Okay.
She walks off.
Just ignoring me.
Sorry about. Thank you, Mr. Captain, sir. She bows.
Don't do that. If you need to show respect, toss a salute, but you're not in my ranks. You don't need to do that.
Okay. That's fine. I think we're going. Okay, we're going. Thank you. Bye.
Miss Shadowgrasp,
What?
I understand you're angry and frustrated, but try to keep a level head.
We're finding the harbor master and finding out where that ship went.
And we will. But don't be reckless.
What time is it?
At this point, you guys have been walking around for a while. And it is sort of like, it is winter, so sunset's earlier. So at this point, it is well past dark. I'd say like 6:30, almost 7 o'clock. You've been buzzing around a lot. You've lost plenty of time.
You see Rosa kind of lagging behind a bit, just kind of starting to wring her tail in her hands nervously. Well, we do that in the morning, and if he's meant to be meeting us at night, then we should head back to the tavern and do that.
Your nervousness is showing.
Huh? I'm fine.
No. Come on.
I'm
Just waiting.
just getting a really bad feeling from this. Whole kidnappings and I don't know, it just kind of freaking me out.
Fluffy kind of nudges the back of your head.
You said it was dark?
Yeah, there's like a little bit of light left from where the sun was. You got maybe another hour before places start closing up.
It's understandable, Rosa. Fear is a common thing in all of us. But try not to worry too much about it.
And maybe we should just not split up at any point while we're here.
That is probably wise we don't split up. And don't worry. I assure You can count on me to be
You
side.
you don't think there's any connection between these thugs and the ones from Marasu, do you?
I'm not sure per se, but something tells me we may find out that answer.
She goes quiet.
Cassandra just lets out this huge sigh. Fine. We're going back to the inn. If that guy doesn't show up, the next morning we're going straight to the harbor master, find out where that ship is, and then back to Totamar so I can freaking punt him.
Be calm. And regardless if he shows or not, we're definitely getting some rest before we continue on. Just make sure that you're a bit more calmer when we do take action.
She ignores Kunara and just starts heading towards the inn.
What's Aeon and Kayana looking like?
It's a good question.
She's kind of looking at her gun, making sure there's like nothing on it, like no damage.
Okay. Your gun
Aeon?
appears to be fine. What about Aeon?
Fine.
Hey, I'm gonna answer! I was gonna say Aeon's just watching over Cassandra, concerned.
Yeah, because Cassandra is not happy at the moment.
No, she is not. So, inn.
Yep. So you two make your... So, not you two. You all make your way back to the inn and tavern that you've been in before. And everything is... Let's see here. It's lively when you get there. It looks like the dinner rush is happening right now. Everyone's getting out of work as you're slipping in. So there are a lot of people going by, grabbing food, grabbing drinks, having merriment. There's a energetic bard band playing up on a stage off to one side. It is very, very frenetic and energetic and just a jovial atmosphere all around.
Yeah, you see Kanar looking around and a bit unsure, but still willing to be by Rosa.
Are you just getting like protective wolf instincts for this girl?
Pretty much that, and also a bit of confusion from all the liveliness.
Rose is just going to find a dark corner somewhere and kind of try and sit away from the hustle and bustle.
Oh yeah, by the way, if there's any like big hulking men in there, he's probably covering Rosa's eyes.
Rose is not noticing if there are right now.
Oh, that's good.
I have a drawing idea,
Oh?
Oh, no.
but I can just. Why do I see Kayana in a freaking robe, being like a mother?
Just like, okay, all you kids need to come over here. No, don't do that. No, okay, no, don't do that. No, that will dissolve your tongue.
God.
No.
Oh my god.
Well, she's not wrong.
So we all find a table out of the way and just to relax, I guess.
Yep, so you're just waiting?
Yep.
All right. So, you all get yourselves settled down, maybe get yourselves some food and drink, and just start sort of waiting, passing the time with idle chatter, trying to maybe distract Rosa a little bit from her anxieties. For the next while, it's just common tavern atmosphere. You can see people coming and going, chatting at the bar, clanking drinks together. Every so often, someone starts singing like a sea shanty or a bar song. Others start singing along. Other times, it's just a little more mellow. It sort of ebbs and flows like the waves on the shore outside. Every so often, the bards up on the stage swap out what song they're playing or just swap out bards entirely. It's relaxing for a while. You're in there for maybe an hour and a half. It's getting on towards 10 o'clock. I assume you guys are keeping your eyes on the door as you're waiting?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, super alert, and is even getting impatient that the bloke's not showing up yet.
Rose is not paying much attention. She's in her own thoughts.
Right, well, after a while, Your eyes sort of on the door. When finally, you notice not Totomar, but you see the woman who had brought you to him, the sort of pink flat-haired one with the glasses, Momo, coming in. She looks around for a second before her eyes land on all of you. And she just starts making a beeline for your table.
Where's your boss?
She doesn't say anything and instead just holds up a note, puts it on the table, and slides it forward.
Cassandra grabs and...
If anyone asks, we never met. Then she just pivots on her heel and starts walking off.
What's the note say?
All right. Unfolding the sheet of parchment, it says very little on it. As you unfold it and look it over, you just see, like, a single paragraph. Writing, I am taking a massive gamble on you. You'd better be as tough as you look. The alleyway behind the Dorter Trade Company office building. Midnight tomorrow. Be there. Come armed. That's it.
That doesn't sound ominous.
Well, that's certainly ominous.
That's what I just said.
He said he was. That note said he was meant to be. There's no we've got before. So we said that a good friend will be coming to see him. A good friend will be coming to see him soon. Maybe that's the meeting with that friend.
Looks like it.
Or maybe Claudian himself.
Save us a lot of trouble.
He says come armed, so he's expecting a fight.
Those are deep breaths. You wanted to go on an adventure. You should expect things like this.
I don't really consider that an adventure. Whatever is going on that pleasure barge.
There's good.
Then may I
and there's
ask you a
bad.
question?
I can stop you. Blunt wolf, you.
Your idol, Nee, was it easy for her when she became an adventurer?
You know, she was an adventurer. She was always a trained ranger.
No, but I figured that from the looks of the colorful group that they were, they've been on many adventures. And from what I've heard, even fought gods. And if you claim to be a relative of hers, then I bet you can handle a few thugs.
He's just gonna stand up and walk up to whatever rooms are procured for the night.
Okay. All right, so if there's nothing else,
Well, besides, I guess, Kanana's sleeping outside of the Rose's door.
As she does.
okay.
Whereas the first time she ever sat out by near Rosa, at least outside the door, but okay.
I think there might be some objection
Well,
sleeping in the corridor of an inn.
Well, either way,
Hey, real-
that's going to be
Would you
5
be-
gil per person for the night, or 3 gil rather.
So no other reaction to her just wandering off.
That's up to them.
Well, Kana notices obviously and still is getting eyes on you and just follows behind.
Yeah, Cassandra's not really in the mood.
Aeon, watch over Cassandra.
I will, Koopa. I always try to.
Oh, sweetheart. Oh. Sweetie.
And the rest of you get some rest. You're gonna need it.
All right.
And with that,
Okay, is
Yes,
there,
Kanara takes her position.
Alright, is there anything else anyone wants to do before the night is done?
Nope.
Alright. Then you all find yourselves a pleasant night's sleep for that night, or as pleasant as can be expected, with frustrations with some and anxieties with others weighing down some of your rest. But regardless, everyone is able to take a full rest. If there is any HP or MP you expended, it is back now.
I don't believe I did.
Don't
Indeed.
believe we did, no.
The following day comes, and let's see here. And it is a slightly overcast day today. A sort of a thin mist has washed in, giving everything this sort of vague glare effect. Like everything was like the lens you're viewing the world through was smeared with a thin layer of Vaseline. Visibility is somewhat limited beyond the edges of the city, but you can see well enough, and you can make, and it does create a cool effect of occasional shafts of sunlight as the light sort of hits buildings and gets cut off. So it's an interesting night, an interesting day. You all come to easily enough.
I have something to do that. Depends if you want me to.
What were you wanting to do?
I figured this morning, Kanara would knock upon Rosa's door since she stepped outside of the doorway.
All right.
It's morning.
Yes. Are you decent and ready to get up?
5 minutes.
Kanara's sleeping in city for a change. That's new.
Yeah, she's just been sleeping outside Rosa's door all night,
Yeah, I
back
noticed.
against the wall.
It's like a dog sitting outside the bedroom.
We're waiting for the master to
Which-
wake up.
Yeah, quite.
In this case, the master's a cat.
Well, be interesting
Not
to see
how
what
I would
everyone...
quantify the relationship.
Oh, absolutely
Yeah,
not,
no.
but it's funny.
It's more like she's in overprotective mode since she's in a place she's unsure of.
A dog being protective of a cat. Heresy.
With the cat has a pet bird.
Even more heresy.
it's just a cycle of
but
weird
that is
shit
a
going on,
word.
you guys.
We're a D&D party, of course it's weird.
Okay, real quick
Which I'm
before.
curious to
Okay,
see.
real quick before we press on too far. I need to be right back. I want to hit the restroom real quick. I also
Okay.
need to grab a snack because I'm getting kind of peckish. So I'll be right back.
Go right ahead.
Uh,
All I was gonna say is, I'd be intrigued to see what everyone else's reaction to that because this would be the first time, I guess, and I was actually around them.
A lot's going on. This guy. Real quick.
slave trade.
On
Hmm.
a pleasure barge. That does not give good connotations.
Uh-huh.
Getting
Again,
Jabba the Hutt vibes.
and the wonders of the wonders of the justice system.
Well, it's Jabba. I mean, he does have that laugh. He's like a deeper version of Santa Claus and the Slug Man with his laugh.
Yeah, and after this, you better go to bed to never talk to me.
There?
Map. I'm just trying to look where they could have gone to. What other coastline cities would they? could they have
I
gone to?
decide when I sleep.
Well,
They would have gone probably
There's-
to the south.
there's Garlat, there's Zylvain, Aquarinia.
Yeah,
Those
I
are all the
mean,
major ones.
none of those places really do slave trade. Pretty much university, not a thing. But
Universal. That
Okay.
or they. That
I'm
or
looking-
any of the islands back in Mikotai.
I mean, I'm looking at Volia. I mean, that's where the new family operates.
Not really a whole lot of places in Volia unless you get onto the rivers there and head into Renvale.
Riala.
Well, there's a reason why Kana
I am
asked if
back,
you're
and I bring
decent.
with me a Granny Smith apple and a cereal bar.
Yeah,
Nice.
The reason, aside from the fact she doesn't want to walk on Rosa in the nude.
What?
No, I'm saying there's a reason that she asked whether Rosa was decent, and I think the reason is pretty obvious. She doesn't want to walk on Rosa in her birthday suit.
Does Rosa sleep in the nude?
No.
Oh no.
But again, they're both female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when you try to wake up, that's just like 5 more minutes.
Anyway,
So,
so you're all up.
If you don't get
What you doing?
yeah.
Yeah, Kana's not waking up because once she's sleeping because he's tired.
I don't know one thing. If Rosa goes beyond 5 minutes, Kanara's coming in.
She's typically punctual. She's up in 5 minutes, so she doesn't look happy for multitudes of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what does she look happy in general?
I
I
mean,
mean, yeah, when she has reason to be happy.
Which is most of the
Well,
time when she's hanging out with Cassandra.
Just not over the last 24 hours, because there's been a lot of things happening in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, you guys have gone and stumbled into some shit.
yep.
A simple find missing daughter has turned into walking into a slave trade. Or some kind of kidnapping rink, at least.
Yeah, now Kai's away.
We
Even
we
though he
run
kind of
into,
looks groggy.
we run into the best stuff, right, hun?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyways,
I take it
what
then
y'all doing?
Rosa's sleeping.
what?
Well,
My apple! Ah!
Oh no.
I
The
dropped
apple's escaping.
My apple.
it. No!
Aeon eats
Aeon's
apples
ste-
if they're not
Aeon's
candy.
stealing apples.
Ugh, it's not sweet. Throw it out.
I mean, if it's a
It's
caramel
not
apple,
a candy
maybe.
apple.
You caramel.
It's not a caramel apple. He'd chuck it into the ocean.
It gets stuck on her foot. It's getting stuck on Aeon's fur though.
Caramel.
Yeah, we don't talk about caramel apples.
That's horrifying.
Mm.
But I
So-
take it Rose is now leaving her.
So everybody's probably meeting up in the common area.
Common room, yeah.
So, decent night's sleep, Rosa? Hmm.
The others are probably downstairs. Let's catch up.
Okay. So, you mean you link up with the others downstairs?
Just need to know, are you sure you're confident with this?
I'm fine.
Fair enough then.
Yeah, I just see Cassandra and Aeon just waiting for you guys to come down.
Cassandra, how are you fare this morning?
Peachy. Now come on, we got a harbor master to talk to.
We have that meeting tonight at midnight as well. Don't forget that.
And that'll be tonight. Right now we can get some more information. Because I honestly don't trust this Totemar guy as far as I can throw him now.
Probably pretty
I-
far.
I think first you should at least have something to eat. Like a breakfast.
I'm not really hungry. Rosa just walks in and kidnaps Aeon again and starts hugging him.
Koopa.
Emotional
So-
plush toy.
It's required. Yes.
Emotional support plush toy.
Sandra doesn't want the emotional plush toy.
Because Cassandra is just having issues right now.
A lot of people are having issues right now.
Ray!
Ree! Alright, so you heading down to the harbor master?
Yes.
Alright. it doesn't take you very long to locate the harbor master's office. You ask around for a little bit, get pointed that way by someone working down there. It's a nice looking office building, kind of similar to all the others down along the stretch, at least to your eyes. Doors open for people with inquiries, so you make your way inside, and and stepping in, it presents a very it's interesting. It almost feels like it's half a museum and half a harbor master's office, because like off on the walls to either side you can see that there are like decorative paintings depicting like certain ships with a degree of fame or whatnot. Like sort of looking off to the side, you can see this illustration of a handful of ships sailing across a tumultuous storm, just bogged down with people, and an airship sailing alongside them. Cloudy sky overhead. You can see a handful of other illustrations. You can see one illustration of a ship that is remarkably smothered in moss and mushrooms, that is sailing up towards a type of architecture you guys have not seen before. If anyone wants to make like lore and history checks on any of those things, you are welcome to do so.
Probably Kai.
I can do that.
All right, Rosa,
Lore history.
Diana, go for it.
Wait, what?
Lore history for the context of the paintings in the room.
10.
What?
10.
10. All right, well, you're well studied, Rosa. So looking at these two paintings, like on your left and right, you recognize the first one that I talked about as being a artistic rendition of the long voyage that happened after the original Isle of Marasu sunk, with the various survivors and refugees being escorted by the Little Wing to the city of Lyricide.
Oh, she definitely recognized the Little Wing in the mural.
Oh, yeah. As for the other one, you're not 100% sure, but you recognize some of the architecture on display in that one as being of Drantakiri origin. Drantakiri being the largest nation on the twin lands of Venata, way to the northwest.
So, you say these are on the towards the ceiling, or it's on the walls, or what?
Walls. The one with the Drantakiri architecture is on the left. The one with the Little Wing is on the right. There are a few other things sort of scattered about, little small scale model ships and the like.
You see her just kind of lightly wander towards the Little Wing and trace a hand over it. She didn't say much, but
it's behind a protective pane of glass, but yeah.
Still, she traces a hand over it anyway.
Indeed.
So, Harbor Master?
You see a sort of a significantly older Tarfel gentleman with just the biggest of bushy beards, sort of behind the counter. Looks like he's sort of setting one such model boat on a shelf behind his desk. And as you mentioned that, he looks back. Oh, one sec, I'll be right with you. Get set, you son of a... Ah, there we go. He sort of hops down his ladder, comes up to the desk. So, what can I do for you?
We need some information on a ship.
What ship would that be? I'm Etomi, by the way. Harbor Master Etomi.
The Ice Maiden.
The Ice Maiden. What do you need to know about it?
Where was it headed?
When it sailed out of port, on the 4th, and according to the manifest and the captain, it was heading for Lyricide.
Lyricide.
So they told me, at least.
Alright.
Lyricide, the capital of Mikatai?
Well, that's what they told me.
And do you have a list of passengers?
Not as such, not a full list.
Okay, who owns the ship?
Says here it's privately owned. Sort of looking through a book at this point. Privately owned, name isn't listed.
Excuse me?
The captain's the only one listed as the owner. Some dude named Solus.
Does it do work with Claudian and his everything?
Give me a moment. sift through a few documents, and after a minute sort of pulls up a sheet. Let's see here. Ice Maiden. There's not a lot on this ship now I'm thinking about it. Looks like it does have a few tangential jobs it's run for Claudian in the past, just basic shipments, but not a lot. It was only christened like last year, so.
What was on the manifest? What was it? Was it just hauling passengers?
Manifest. There's some passengers. Looks like they were bringing a shipment of. Looks like some ale. Some fabrics. Looks like. Not a whole lot. Ale, fabrics.
Ale and fabrics on a pleasure ship.
Well, I mean, it's a pleasure ship. So the whole thing is that they go out not far from the city, have their private party, and then drop people off. That's usually what happens. Kind of strange.
Not far from the city. Lyricide is quite a ways from here.
Yeah.
It's.
I was
travel
figuring.
time's cut in half, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah, travel time is divided by is reduced to 1/4 with modern ship designs.
1/4, so
as it
6 days.
Yeah, so as it is, I mean, I was just operating under the impression that they were just here to, be a pleasure barge for the festival, and then they'd move on to some other place. And yeah, they did. And yeah, they did serve that purpose. I saw a lot of people just partying up on deck before they set sail. So
the night the ship left, was the next day? Was anybody reported missing?
No one was reported missing, not that I'm aware of, but now that you mention it. Now that you mention it, I noticed that, like, most of the people that had showed up for the festival were pretty much gone by the time morning came around.
They're targeting non-residents, people that won't be missed.
And using a big festival as a freaking supply run.
I'm sorry, what are we talking about? I feel like you just come to me with something really serious.
You just let a slave ship take a whole bunch of people from the festival and cart off with them to Lyricide.
Well, yeah, hold on a second now. Are you accusing me of being complicit in something?
No, just it's been a long day.
A girl disappeared that night. Her boyfriend went and followed them. She was charmed by a mage. The very same mage who knocked him out and then accused him of assault and got him arrested. That's very mage being Solus, the captain of your little pleasure ship.
Huh. If all that's true, that should absolutely be taken to the city watch right away.
We tried.
It's in progress. That's why we're here.
Well, I've been in this business for a while, just a heads up. I've seen more of my fair share of ships that were doing illicit things. So if these were really slavers like you're saying, or some outlaw ship, then it would make absolutely no sense for them to put their intended destination in the manifest. There's a good chance they lied. So if you were to chase after them at Lyricide, I would not put money on you actually finding them.
Yeah.
Any other major cities you would think they would take a shipment like that?
Not off the top of my head. I mean, slavery's banned. It's illegal pretty much all across Fenora. Pretty much the only place I can think of where it's practiced at all would be Mikias.
Mikias?
Mikias, where is it?
That is nowhere on this map, as that is on Mistella.
Pardon?
It's the desert kingdom over on Mistella. Given what I'm not an expert on the culture there, but I'm given to understand that they have something that to an outside observer might be construed as slavery there. I don't know. I've never been. Kunara, you may make a lore history check, and you can get a +4 bonus as you spent a fair bit of time in Mikias before you came to Fenora.
G'day. Let's see if the dice like me or not. So I got a +4, did you say?
Yeah, because you were in Mikias for a while when you were trying to get enough coin to get off of Mistella and get to Fenora.
Come on, dice, don't screw me today. And it did. You were right off the goddamn thing.
As I
I
said,
just need to straighten this up. There we
Wobble,
go.
wobble, wobble, wobble.
Yep. I need a more sturdy table. Okay, that's an 8 in total.
8 in total. All right. You're not familiar with the finer points, but you do know that in Mikias, there is something that, again, as Atomi said, could, from an outside observer, be perceived as a form of slavery. Again, you don't know the full details, but you're given to understand that convicted criminals, those who are convicted of, like, not necessarily the worst crimes, might be given an option for a shorter term in exchange for labor and servitude under certain individuals, such as high-ranking merchants or Mikian equivalents of lords.
Indentured servitude.
Indentured servitude, essentially, to pay off your debt to society if you've committed a crime. You don't know all the full details, but you vaguely recall that these bonded individuals, that individuals who took them in to, use their services and put them through the paces, there was almost like the sort of air of respect around individuals who actually did that. Like they were taking the burden of the slime of society onto their shoulders to put them to rights. You don't know for sure how accurate that impression you got was, but that's the impression you got, that there was some sort of respect held for individuals who took on these indentured servants and put them through the paces.
That doesn't sound right if they're actually criminals and prison sentences.
Might as just well be slavery.
Thank you for the time. Maybe don't start spreading that around because it might, ruffle some feathers of the people involved.
Right. I absolutely will be bringing this to the attention of the City Watch. I know you've already done it, but I'm going to do it too. Let no man say I'm complacent.
You want to speak to the captain if you had anything to tell him, because he's the one
I'll be submitting a formal report. I work as the Harper Master. I have to talk with them a lot anyway, so I have official channels. I'll go through those.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck. Be careful. And I'll just go ahead and type in chat how you spell that Miss Dylan Kinkman mentioned.
Yeah, as we're seeing Cassandra kind of still standing there fuming, she's gonna gently tug on her arm.
Kind of just sharply looks at her.
She instantly recoils.
Just seeing the recoil, her eyes soften a bit, just like, sorry.
It's fine. We should go.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I witnessing that he sighed a bit.
I just wait until the meeting tonight.
All right. So, where do you go to start waiting?
I guess the inn.
Right.
Well, it's an alleyway behind the inn, isn't it? Or behind a warehouse, was it?
The instruction
behind
was the alleyway behind the Dorder Trade Company office building, the same building where you talked to Totomar the first place.
Maybe we should take a roof. Like a bird's eye view of the alley, maybe some of us. But I mean, if we stay together before we go in, I can cast Protect and Shell.
It would be wise to have those on watch, I guess. Fair enough then.
That's how we're gonna do this. Then all right.
All right.
I
So are
mean,
you?
unless you have another idea, Cassandra, because you're the leader and you're meant to be to know what you meant to know what to do.
So are you guys hanging out on the roofs?
So I guess, yep. Sandra just sighs and just contempts. Yeah, we're gonna go sit on the.
She just didn't respond to that.
Yeah.
Again, just kind of just flinches a little bit at being called leader, but then just contempts is like, okay, let's go sit on a rooftop and wait for what's going on.
All right. So you all find yourself. You make your way back to the Dorter Trade Company office, and you sort of poke your head into the alleyway behind it, and you can see that there's a sort of a. You can see the sort of open space, kind of cramped-ish, sort of framed on three sides by various buildings. There's a bunch of large crates and barrels sort of scattered around. There are two different ways in and out of the alleyway, west and south. So, where would you guys like to park yourselves? And let me give you a visual.
Oh no, battle map.
Let's have a
Yeah,
look.
I figured
I
that.
need to zoom out a bit. Hang on a sec. I see. Probably knowing Kanar, she's gonna go where Rose is going.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
like,
Um,
well, we said park on a rooftop, so
if we have like maybe split rooftops, so maybe one over here, one on this one, we can then kind of block both exits.
okay.
You guys can move your tokens, park yourselves where you want to be.
Rose is sticking by Cassandra for the moment.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna hop up on this one.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So I guess that means Aeon and Kayana would be over here.
If that's what they want.
Yeah.
Over where?
I'm guessing
Over here,
over.
where
they
the orange
said, like,
ping
they
was.
I was trying to zoom out and then it messed me up. Ah! Okay. Sure, I guess. So where you said the orange ping was right over here,
Yeah,
Yeah,
sort of
right.
that area.
Yes.
If
Well-
that's where you want to park yourselves.
I guess.
Floppy's going to begin to try and follow Rosa, but Rosa's going to indicate for her to follow Aeon over there.
Hang on. Fine.
Just picks up Kai and just like, let's go.
Basically dragging her at this point.
All right.
Which I probably. Well, since we're on the rooftop, instead of Kanar having her sword prepared, she has her bow out instead.
All right.
As
One more question: does Cassandra call down Tiermith for this, or are you leaving him wherever he is?
He is staying up there,
All right.
but keeping the whistle in handy just in case.
All right.
as time ticks along, we're kind of waiting, and Rosa is just kind of idly keeping her spell prepared, namely Green Wall, ready to go whenever we're going to get this started. She's going to kind of sit down next to Cassandra, take a deep breath, and go, "Hey, do you, I don't know, want to talk to me about anything, or just vent or something?"
Nothing really much to talk about.
Well, because I keep dumping my stuff on you, and it's really not fair, and you're kind of acting all weird, and I don't like it, so just, the other way around, maybe?
Let's just say I don't have a whole lot of good experience with our land's justice system.
Struggle how the way things are, do you?
when they go like this.
We're gonna put it right, and just if and nothing bad will happen.
Rosa, I understand you're trying to comfort, but perhaps it's a conversation best saved after we dealt with this situation.
But hours, just not until midnight. So you're actually kind of scary, and I don't like it.
Like I said before, it's okay to feel fear. The best you can do is to overcome it. Even I have experienced fear before. As much as you may find that hard to believe.
The only one who's going to be experiencing fear tonight is Claudine.
Just don't get ahead of yourself. You mustn't give in to your anger.
After everything you've heard today, can you really say that?
Trust me. You do not want to follow down that path.
Oh, she's Santa's granddaughter, right? Just
Let the hate flow through you.
Nope.
Thank you, Palpatine.
I'm sorry, I had to. You guys were like quoting Yoda verbatim, and we're like, okay, fine, I gotta.
Oh my god.
just please be careful, because
I've literally heard enough from Darkness playing that freaking character.
Good.
Stop.
You're about to be hit.
All right, so.
I was
Nope.
saying, I was trying to say, just please be careful, because that look you gave me back there is I'm kind of worried about you and everything else. And
I'm fine.
frankly, you look as fine as I feel, so I know that's bullshit.
All right, well, for that, you all hunker down and start to wait, keeping yourselves out of sight. Upon which note, I need everyone to make stealth checks for me, please. And I need Rosa to make 2, because one of those will be for Fluffy.
Critical success.
Nice.
There's my
So
dice again.
Rosa is super hidden.
Good.
Super stealth cat.
And only a 6 for Fluffy, but hopefully that critical success might count going.
And the dice hate me today, so
You're too distracted with anger.
I'm too distracted with anger, yes.
Okay, so a critical success for Rosa, a...
Oh, shit.
God.
And it's just...
I'm
Only
too
a 2 over
concerned
there.
with Sandra. She's upset. I can't focus on being quiet.
Seriously? Again.
Okay, so...
Fucking 9.
Okay. Okay.
And Kayana's apparently not doing much better.
Okay, guys,
Well,
stop.
I just got dog shit before it's even started. Great.
Getting Saran flashbacks here.
I'm getting flashbacks of me tripping over some.
Hey, I got a
moth
critical
tile.
success, but with those other rolls, it's gonna mean jack shit.
Again,
Excuse me.
I do recall a time where Nee was going across the rooftop, and then just happened to step on the wrong
Oh,
ceiling
please
tile
don't remind
and-
me if we're gonna get a repeat of that incident. Setting ourselves up for it.
It is kind of a similar scenario, isn't it? Anyway.
About the
There we
right
go.
session as well.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, what
So-
happens?
So, you all hunker down and start waiting. Aeon is incapable of holding still and so keeps floating around, and as is the case with Moogles, is constantly emitting this gentle little noise everywhere he goes, because that's just the noise Moogles make as they're flying, because let's be real, they fly with magic. Their tiny wings cannot support them. As for Kayana, Kayana has nervous energy at this point. Kayana is not the sort to like just sitting around for long periods of time without something to do, and so Kayana is pacing. Rosa is basically petrified on the spot and channeling survival instincts and is so just blending in place. Cassandra is being quiet, but is also slightly visible. You get the impression someone would have to be looking for Cassandra to spot her, but it wouldn't take much if they knew to look. As for Kunara, what did Kunara roll?
Another 9.
9. Right. Well, you have the benefit of having a very dark palette, so you blend into the coming of the night fairly well.
Our group's not very stealthy, is it?
Not really, no.
I'm concerned about you. You keep getting mad.
Anyway, I mean, you know why. Anyways. So, after a while of waiting and waiting, the sun goes down and temperatures start to drop. It is cold. Bitterly so, which only exacerbates the flitting around of those who are doing so. Gets down, and as the sun sets and it gets dark and freezing, like under 30 degrees Fahrenheit, pretty hefty wind starts to pick up. You get the impression tomorrow might presage the arrival of some sort of ocean storm breaking against the shore, and you're starting to get the first gusts of that here. Howling and whistling between the buildings as people start tucking into their homes. No rain, thankfully, but nevertheless strong winds. You can hear the waves starting to crash more violently against the shore a little ways to the south and west.
That's a bad omen.
Then after a minute, as you're all just keeping an eye on this space, you hear footsteps. Fast-paced, light tap. Glancing down, you can see, using an FF14 token, you can see Totomar sort of walking through. He's got a thick winter coat on as he's walking through, looking just unhappy with the weather as he's walking along.
As we're waiting, I'm going to switch the Black Storm heirloom, tie it decoration around my bow, and then put it around my neck. Ulvain.
All right, your accuracy bonus increases by 1. All right. So, as it is, let's see here. Totomar needs to roll an awareness to see if he notices you're all here. He rolled a 7.
Ooh.
So he notices Aeon and Kayana, and by extension, Fluffy.
Oh no.
So, as he's walking along, Totomar looks up, sees the lot of you up there on that rooftop. Doesn't say anything, though. He just holds a finger up to his lips and makes a motion with his hand as if to say, "Stay down and stay quiet." And then he walks over and parks himself by these barrels. Just leans against them, tucking in to try and shelter himself from the wind a little bit, sort of pulls his cloak tighter against himself.
In these final moments, as we're inevitably, does he look like he's expecting them to turn up any second?
He looks relatively expectant. Yeah, he's sort of looking around
Then,
anxiously.
expecting them to turn up at any second, I'm going to finish the casting and on everyone, including Totomar, cast Shell and Protect.
All right. So,
Is that visible or?
Only when it's initial cast.
The initial cast will be visible. So around everyone there will be this upwards of blue hexagon sort of slotting into place around everyone before sort of shimmering out of view with a
I'll do that again.
with a shimmer. So everyone will have the benefits of Protect for 4 rounds at the start of battle, assuming a battle starts. So Totomar is like, what the? Gives you a little nod after that and goes back to waiting. A little bit passes, and then finally, you hear a collection of footsteps approaching. And you look over, and you can see a group of 4 people. 3 of them look to just be humans, or human-adjacent, like 2 humans, an Elvon. But at the head, dressed in these thick, dark-colored sort of scales of armor, a towering Rogadin man, easily 8 feet tall, with an absurdly large axe on his back. It looks like someone took a small tree, ripped it out of the ground, and slapped an axe head on it.
Iron muscle.
Just sort of walking forward. And the guy in the front, the Galka, sort of approaches Todamar. All right, you scrawny little puke. What's it you wanted to talk about? As he's sort of marching forward, you see the Elvon of these individuals sort of go and take up a position on this barrel, just sort of sitting against it, and you see he has he's got like a bow and arrow slung across his back. One of these guys will sort of take a position next to him, while the last one will stick with the Galka who's approaching. And Todamar will just swallow heavily. Right, how much were you told from your boss? That there was a problem you'd run into, and that you might need to feed me details on whose heads to crack. Right. Well, as it is, a few individuals came by my office the other day, and they're going after Ricard. I feel like your boss might have had a few cracks somewhere. These people seem vigilant, on top of things. That's so. Did you tell them anything? No, but I am afraid they might have gotten under my nose at one point without my noticing until it was a little too late. I think they're aware of our arrangement. Really? Really? Well, they can't have that. Yeah, we definitely can't have any of this.
Rosa is pulling an arrow into her bow and just pulling it back and braining it on the hired muscle. Like that.
Cassandra.
Well, Kanala is holding her at the shoulder and just giving her a look. It's like, no, not yet.
She's holding her bowstring ready to loose in the moment that if the hired muscle decides to have a go at Totoma. What?
I just rolled awareness for said hired muscle. He got good critical failure. He doesn't know you. He doesn't know you're here. You lucky sons of bitches.
He's big and he's dumb.
I guess so. Yeah. He just kind of. Well, all right. Just tell me where to find these little pukes, and I'll put them in the dirt. Well, that's where to find them, Tharm. What? You don't know? You didn't get a place? I did, but they're probably not there anymore. You're gonna need to start being really careful with what you say and be direct with me, puke. Otherwise, my axe might start getting kinda thirsty. Right, And, like, you see his eyes sort of, like, darting up to you, Rosa, like, just like, help, in his facial expression.
I choked on my beer.
That exact moment he looks at me, I'm going to let go of the
Cassandra
arrow.
immediately jumps.
And Kanala probably shoots an arrow
Okay,
as well.
well then, with that in mind, we are entering a combat situation. So,
Also, Kanala's effect is effect.
The accuracy thing, yeah.
right, you're doing commando?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So everyone's accuracy gets a +1?
Yep.
All right, well, let's go just in the order I heard people. So, first things first, Rosa. You're shooting at the hired muscle, Tharm, as he was identifying?
Yeah. I get a full +3 to my accuracy. Look at me.
Indeed.
Nice.
And probably Kanala's going to follow suit because he's a big bugger.
Was this technically a preemptive round? Since surprising?
Mm-hmm.
It would be, yeah.
Yeah.
If you had ambush.
Well, the ambush gives
Gives
an
increased
extra damage
damage. But if you take an enemy by surprise, you get a preemptive round regardless.
Okay,
So is this-
let's see.
Is this
the ambush.
an ambush?
Yeah, you guys got a preemptive round on them. None of the enemies
He got a
noticed you were
critical
there.
failure.
Yeah, he got a critical failure on his awareness check. So yeah, it is.
Which I choked on my beer.
Oh my god.
Alcohol-free
Alright,
beer.
so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for my... initial strike.
To hit? Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll hit.
All right.
Mm.
So 10.
I take it then my one hits then.
30
we'll-
points of damage.
30 points of damage. Nice. So you loose the shot. Thorn takes a step forward. Ah, the fuck! At this
Then
point,
probably-
Cassandra jumped, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Cassandra is jumping. You'll come down when the preemptive round ends.
Mm-hmm. And
Alright.
I take it that my arrow is following after Rose's. Just need to roll for damage.
Well, what was your accuracy?
I rolled a 6 and a 2, and my accuracy is now. Let's see. Oh shit.
What happened?
That's a 13. If I'm counting the +1 as well. Let's see.
Your accuracy
not.
your accuracy at base is 5. With your commando, it would be
5.
+6.
So yeah, 14.
14. That'll hit. Yeah, fuck. That's almost double this guy's avoidance.
Ouch.
Remember, try not to kill this one. We need him.
He's aiming for like other parts, like disabling him so he doesn't escape, like the legs or something, not the head.
Either way, roll it.
Can I do a disabling shot? That would be a thing. Anyway,
If you were a ranger, which you are not.
no. And her disabling shot is basically amputating the legs. Oh no. Or breaking them. Anyway, that's a 3 and a 2. That's 5 plus damage, which would be.
It's a tier 1 bow you're using, right?
Yeah, so wouldn't
So
it
it would
be
just
an
be
8?
it would just be your
or
dex.
10?
Your dex plus
Yeah.
the 2d6 you rolled.
So yeah, my dex is 8, so 13.
13. All right. Doesn't seem to do as much damage as Rose's as the arrow thwink sort of gets him in the back of the shoulder. Ah! Son of a... He set us up! All right, so that is you two. Over to the ladies on the rooftop. The other rooftop. Aeon, or the lady on the... You know what I'm talking about. Aeon, Kayana, what are you two doing?
I guess I'll
Getting my
go.
gun ready.
If you want to move, Kai, it's up to you.
I'm getting my gun ready.
Get the gun ready.
Mostly for
Now to do what she does best. Get to gun.
Fluffy's rushing down there.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
There are 2 thugs by there, so...
So as you kind of move Fluffy gives like a couple flaps of her wings just to give her a moment of airtime before she crashes down on the ground behind the thug by the archer who spins around. What the hell? Just screaming at each other.
Oh my god.
The other
That's
Claire.
the move will do.
Just imagine like that one, like the shows where you get a chicken chase.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I'm thinking about.
Yes. Oh, yes. Good one.
Oh my god.
All right, so
I'm gonna use meteorite.
all right, meteorite that targets all enemies. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. What is the MP cost on that?
8.
Okay. All right, go ahead and give me your damage then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh wait, I damn it! Did I do that wrong? No, I didn't. Okay, that's right.
Max damage.
It's max damage. Damn.
Nice.
Yeah,
all right.
save that.
All right. Well, shit. Okay.
Also, we're not trying to kill anybody, so
I got you.
Basically, knock them unconscious.
Yeah.
All right, so Aeon, you lift up into the air, lift up your mog stick. Kaboom! bunch of purple meteorites comes blasting out, circling round and around, and then boom, 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 blast all across the battlefield. And you can see Totemar kind of shaking like, ah! Didn't know you could do that! All right, and Kayana.
Okay.
Who are you gonna shoot?
How are all the little guys looking after that?
They're still standing. They look a little... They look a little hurt. They definitely are going to be bruising after that, but they're still standing.
Alright. Kai.
What does he have? Like medium range or long range?
Kayana could shoot anyone here, but anyone further away than a medium range would have a accuracy penalty.
Yeah. So you could hit
Yeah.
like
Yeah, any of
One
those
of these
two
two.
you'd probably go for.
Yeah, I'll hit one of those two.
All right, which
Bonk
one?
'em.
The one with the
Back up,
bow or the
Fluffy.
one with the sword?
Definitely the one with the bow.
All right,
range.
That's
Always
range.
take out the long range.
so all right. It occurs to me most of this party is long range.
Yeah.
And the only close ranges is me and Gunara.
Well, Kanara's got range.
Gunara's a jack of all trades. Cassandra is full on close range.
Exactly.
Either way, I need Kayana to make an accuracy check if you're shooting at the archer thug.
And you have a +2 bonus.
Accuracy.
Plus one.
What was it, like, roll 2d6?
Oh, +1, I mean. Yeah.
Roll
2d6, add your accuracy, and an additional +1 thanks to the commando stands.
Okay. So 2d6 plus my accuracy, then add the +1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your accuracy is 2, so this would be 2d6 plus 3.
Alright. 10.
10. Let's see if that hits, shall we? Ah. Yep, that hits. Roll me damage.
Okay.
So you're still using a tier 1 gun, I believe, so this would be your dex plus 2d6.
Plus my dexterity, right?
Yeah.
I gotta look through that.
Just a heads up, I'll have to be a bit quiet now. And there's... It'll be it for me after this battle.
Yeah, I was figuring after this fight is where we'd call it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm going to go ahead and drop in the art repository chat a green screened picture of the guy of Tharm.
Okay, making sure I got this correctly. /R to 2d6 plus that dexterity, right?
Yeah.
Okay, making sure I got it. 17.
17. All right. All right. It's not the most impactful shot you've ever had. You point your gun and bullet flies out and sort of like slices across the back of the archer's shoulder blades as he's sort of like hopping off of his crate. Like it doesn't like punch through him. It just sort of like just whistles across his flesh, creating a little part, but doesn't really bite deep. So there's a whole spray of blood as he touches down, but otherwise he seems to be okay.
Also, I forgot to ask a question.
What?
If I didn't move, would I be able to switch to my weapon, or do I have to wait to?
I'll allow you to use a movement action to change your weapon.
All right, so she brings out the sword because she's figured next round jump down.
All right. Well, either way, that ends the preemptive round of combat. So now it is to the party. First thing that happens, Cassandra, who are you jumping down on?
Big dude.
All right. I need an accuracy check from you for that.
When the dice want to roll.
13? Yeah, that'll hit. 20. Ouch. As you come down with your lance, sort of land right on top of him. He sort of like brings up an arm as he sees it coming down, and your lance is sort of redirected from skewering directly, but you like sort of like break off some of the shards of armor from his wrist and give him a nice little slice across his shoulder before you give a little twirl and spin back and land in front of him. At which point, he's going to expend his only destiny point to immediately take an action against you.
Oh.
Legendary action time.
Yep, so he is going to lift his axe up, little bitch, and bring it down on you. So his accuracy there will be a total of, let's see here, that's an 11 to hit.
Well, yeah, that is.
He rolled minimum damage. All right, so that will be 26 damage before your armor. And then, so minus your armor, which is 4, that turns it to 22. Halve that because of protect. That will be 11 points of damage you just took. So his axe comes down, and you sort of like bring up your lance, catch the worst of it. It comes down towards his shoulder, but then the blue hexagons folding around your form sort of light up, and his axe sort of scrapes off, only really leaving a bruise on your shoulder rather than the deep gouge he was aiming for. And he is unhappy.
And
Damn magic!
And now she's going to breathe fire in his face.
Okay.
9.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, that's my fire breath. That's my power times half level, which we're level 2, so that's still 1. Plus 2 is 6. 14.
14.
And that's magic armor.
Right, which means I need to pull up his stats again. I don't know myself what that number is. Magic armor. Okay. So. All right. So, and isn't there like an opposed roll that happens here?
That
Fire breath?
Opposed force check.
All right. He rolled a 12.
I also rolled 12.
All right, reroll.
I rolled.
He rolled an 8.
I,
Reroll.
again. Mugger roll.
Come on, I
12.
believe in you.
Okay.
Yes.
He rolled a 15. So unfortunately,
Son of a
Shit.
bitch.
yeah, unfortunately the blind does not take. After like his axe tries to like carve into your arm, you lean back, heat swells up in your breast, and you just gout out this swirl of flame over him, and he takes a step back. And then once the flames sort of part, he lowers his fist, glares angrily at you, and you can see just his pupils dilating and his breast becoming increasingly heaved and furious. And yeah, he looks pissed.
Oh, he's raging.
Rosa,
So,
stay up
yeah,
here.
Cassandra's gonna jump back.
Seeing this, Rosa is going to... Oh, shit! Take her bow, the vines start to shift, she's going to twirl it around, and underneath him you see some various plant matter and vines start to creep their way up through the cobble as I cast Stop on him.
Right. Remind me, your bow has the swift casting, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is your one cast of that. So what does the MP cost on stop?
Step is 4.
All right. Okay, I need an opposed finesse check.
Alright, not bad, not bad. That's so 8.
Never mind. He rolled a critical failure.
Well, if it matters, I rolled a 10, 11, 12, 13.
It doesn't matter. He rolled snake eyes. So, you know, like, Cassandra, like, after, like, their little exchange, quickly twirls back, and Barn, like, lifts his axe up, begins to bellow, and takes a step to chase after Cassandra, and then a bunch of vines come reaching up out of the ground, coiling around his various body parts, and just constricting him in place. Son of a bitch!
And
So
Fluffy
he is stopped for 4 rounds.
coming
But
running
he
in
will. But
and
he will get the
interpose-
opportunity. Yep. All right.
The Fluffy's coming running in and interposing herself between Tharm and Totoma.
All right.
Nice job, Rosa. You stay on the roof. I'm gonna go down there and help the others.
All right. You jump down.
And would I have some movement left or not?
You'd have just enough to get up to this guy.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm gonna swing at him.
All right. Accuracy check.
Man, this friend of Claudia's not having much luck today, is he? 2 critical fails?
Yeah. I'm not happy about it. This guy was meant to be threatening.
13.
Yeah, and now
13.
he's more. Now he's more turning out like that guy from Stormblood that kept following us around.
You know what? Yeah. Okay, you hit. Roll damage.
Two 5s. That's a 10.
Right, and you're still using your tier 1 weapon, right?
No, I swapped it last time, remember? I'm using the sword.
Right, but your sword is still tier 1. Right?
Yes.
I believe so,
The
yeah.
only,
Yeah,
the
so
only one
it'll-
with a tier 2 weapon is Rosa.
Yeah, so it'll do power instead of dex for damage, or res if that's higher. You are using a blade and you are a warrior.
It's 10. That's my highest with power.
All right, so 10 plus 10, so that's 20.
Yep.
All right, so you jump down, come forward, bring your blade around with this feral growl. The Doug turns and tries to catch it, and he manages to stop it from taking off his head, but your blade still bites deep into his shoulder and collarbone. Manages to shove it off with a burst of adrenaline. All right, so that's that lot. Anna and Kayana, you two are up.
Okay. Move this.
Tiny.
I believe Kayana's going at the moment.
Sure.
Are you just shooting someone again?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which one to do. Or I can move. I'm debating-
No, don't tap out.
I'm debating whether to move or what happened.
I mean, you can move and shoot so long as you only move less than a medium range. Lean a little closer to your microphone, please. We really need to find a way to, like, hyper up the sensitivity on that thing, because it's better quality than the last one, but it is so quiet.
Yeah, I'm having problems with the mic because the wire that I'm using is literally saying I hate you.
Oof.
The one that I was using before, it's saying I hate you, basically. Yeah, I might as well shoot one of the freaking guys that are still, like, knock them out.
All right. You going for the archer or the one with the sword?
Might as well go for the archer, because one of them might shoot the other ones.
Fair enough. All right. Accuracy check. It'll be 2d6 plus 3 for you.
And plus the... Yeah, I need that in extra text so I don't have to look at it 24/7.
Yep, that hits.
Oh yeah. Now I gotta do the damage, right?
Yep. 2d6. Add your dex.
Alright. Nine.
9. Not a lot of damage,
Nice.
but damage is damage. All right, so fire another shot. This one not as good as the last one, only really grazes against the guy's elbows. He's going for his bow. All right. All right. All that's left is Aeon.
I'll cast Meteor again.
All right, that'll be a slow action.
Mm-hmm.
All right. MP cost was what? 8?
8.
Correct.
If,
All right.
if
So
one
you-
cascade of lollipops doesn't work, hit him with more lollipops. Good pal.
All right. Well, they're more purple flaming rocks, but yeah. So you begin casting that. 1 round ticks off from Protect. All right. And with that, it is now Totemar's turn. He is I was going to have him run, but he doesn't have enough room to squeak past Fluffy, so he is going to climb up on these barrels, duck down back here, and cower. Now it is to the
Wise.
enemies. First thing that happens is Tharm gets an escape check, or rather an opposed finesse check to try and break out of stop, so I need another finesse check from you,
Alright.
Rosa. He rolled a 12 in total.
He escapes. But that's
All right.
his turn.
All right. So, Tharm lets out this, just bulges out his muscles a bit, and the various vines just snap and fall off of him. Let's see here. So, I believe we ruled that was just a standard action, right? He can still move, right?
believe so, yeah.
So, he is not happy at Cassandra, but he's also equally as unhappy at Rosa and Kunara. So,
Doesn't the escape check take his turn as well?
Well, it takes his standard action. He still gets a movement.
yeah, makes sense that way. So, with that, he's going to set eyes on Rosa as the person who vined him in the first place,
Uh-oh.
and is going to start advancing towards you.
Rosa immediately freaks out.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Let's see here. The thug in front of Kunara. Let's see here. What are you gonna do, buddy? He is. Let me refer to the strategy deck I have for this fight real quick. I didn't save it. Well, never mind then. I had an entire token on the GM layer that was reserved explicitly for having the enemy's tactics in this fight written down. But apparently it didn't save, so never mind. Alright, so this dude is going to... Kunara, do me a favor. Roll me 1d6, please.
Oh no.
Okay. Six.
6. The thug is going to determine that engaging the tall wolf woman right now is probably not the wisest course of action. So he's going to sort of pivot and roll around you like this, put himself between you and his boss. And then he's going to-
Little shit.
And then he's going to use his standard action to use his potion on Tharm.
Fuck.
So as he's sort of coming around and Tharm is clambering up the crates, the guy turns around, boss, here, passes him a potion, Tharm takes it, thank you, and Tharm regains some hit points.
Damn it.
And Tharm regains some hit points.
A lot of hit points.
Son of a bitch.
All right, so as for let's see here. The archer here is going to immediately go and climb up here. To get up there safely is going to require an athletics check from him. He makes it, so he gets up top. Let's go ahead and just make sure that the battle map is updating for the recording. Then once he's up there, the archer will... He's not too happy at Kyanna for shooting him, but he is also not a fan of Aeon for chucking meteors at him. And he sees that Aeon is preparing to do it again.
Don't
So-
shoot the Moogle.
So, he is going to use his bow, and he's going to take a shot at Aeon.
Ooh.
That will be a 9 to hit. 1 second, I need to bring it back. Take your blue pill!
Big blue pill. Uncle.
Alright, I assume a 9 hits Aeon. Yes, Aeon's avoidance is 5.
Hey, no.
Alright. Let's see here. So luckily for you, thanks to Protect, you only take 6 damage, Aeon. As an arrow comes shooting across, thwink, and sort of like skips off of the protection around you, but you still like feel this blunt force impact against your cheek that kind of makes you go, ow!
Sandra, you
this one.
hurt me.
Yep.
Oh.
And yeah, Cassandra just looks back at the guy shooting him and is like, "Oh, that's not gonna happen."
And this last...
Yeah, you said that twice this turn. Now you have a choice. Who do you go
Let's see
for?
here. And this last guy...
Oh no.
Ari's Wi-Fi went out.
Oh no.
Shit.
Shit. No.
And double shit.
Oh no. So we've lost an Ari. It occurs to me this is probably going to happen a lot, given his track record. So in future, it might be prudent if we give someone the ability to control Ari's character when she is not presently capable. We can discuss that another time.
For now, who's currently going?
Last of the enemy.
She goes.
I wouldn't mind giving it a shot if I'm permitted.
I mean, sure, you're her boyfriend, so you probably have most permission there. So,
Thank you.
that said, we'll want to wait for her to give like permission for you to actually use the sheet. So for now, just make for me a force check with a +3 as the bonus from Kyanna.
Me? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh
hello.
wait, hold on, Kyanna, you back?
Hang on. Back.
You're muted, but you're in the call.
Hold on, I'm making sure that was
Oh, that sounded weird.
Yeah, a bit of lag going on there.
Okay, yeah.
Welcome back.
Hey,
All right, so
By the way,
okay, so the last of the enemy has come charging up to you, sort of clambered up on a barrel, and is now trying to grab onto your ankle and toss you off with an opposed force check.
oh, no.
So I need you to roll your force.
Okay.
This guy
Yeet
only
the
rolled an
guy.
8, so you're probably going to be good, but still.
He's bullying the small.
Fours.
Kick him off. Come on, you can do it. Kick him.
yeet
I
the
guess.
Kai.
Honey, I kicked more people out of my life than Okay, plus force, right?
Yes, your force. And I just checked on your sheet. It's a 3.
Thank you. I checked it as well.
11.
Ooh.
All right, so the guy comes clambering up onto a barrel, reaches up, tries to grab onto your foot to toss you off, and you quickly pull your foot back and then just kick him in the nose. Doesn't do any damage, but it does dissuade him from that course of action. And with that, it is back to the party. Aeon, your spell goes off.
What the heck?
Yay.
So I need
Roll
damage from
damage.
meteorite.
Oh, that's right. Ah, I'm so used to like just like putting in the roll, like I'm not waiting for it.
Also when Kai kicks him, she's like not interested.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Another max damage. Jesus, huh?
Damn, Skippy.
I made Sandra and Rosa upset. Oh, Kupo, die.
Oh, Kupo die.
All right, so give me a second here.
Yeah, how many of these little guys are gonna be standing after that?
Well, after the spell thing kicks off.
Okay,
I've got a
so
little thing
give
to say.
now give me just a second. I'm still calculating damage here.
I did say after the spell, so no worries.
All right, so Aeon with this little you send off another swirl of purple meteorites into the air. They circle overhead like hungry vultures for a second, and then come flying down, striking across the battlefield. And the thief in front of you, Kanara, just immediately goes and just topples to the ground as a flaming meteor punts him in the side of the head, and he is out.
Okay, that changes plans.
And the archer proceeds to get blasted in the back by one and goes falling down and crashes right there.
Yeah.
The one that was going
And-
after Kyanna also gets sort of blasted in the side, but he had taken the least damage out of all of them, so he is still up.
Oh.
Okay, now.
Yep. Now it is everyone else. Kanara, you want to go first? What you doing?
Well, first, Fluffy, help me protect your owner. As she's charging in and flies out to Fluffy.
Okay.
And it flies out to her to.
So it is
And you
ultimately
help
up
Aeon.
to it is ultimately up to Tom what Fluffy does in combat.
See you in a moment. Do what you're gonna do. Said we'll see you in a moment. Do what you're gonna do.
Okay. Well, not only is going to attempt attack Will, but probably get him away from that as possible.
All right, you're attacking Tharm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, accuracy check.
Ooh, that hits.
What'd you get?
11.
Yep, that'll hit.
Minimum damage. 13.
13. All right. So you come charging up after him as Tharm is trying to climb up for Rosa. You bring your greatsword around towards him, and he sort of lifts up the heft of his axe and catches the blade with the shaft, but it still like bites, like you sort of angle it just a little bit so that like the tip of it sort of bites into his cheek a little bit before he shoves you back.
If you want to pick on someone in a fight, someone more your size is more suitable. Fug.
Does that change his direction at all? Or is he still going for Rosa?
That'll be determined when it's his turn, but either way, his immediate retort to you, whatever you say, bitch.
How's he
Yes.
looking?
He's looking a little rough. He's looking a little hurt.
Well, Fluffy.
I was going to respond to that.
Oh, sorry, go on.
That means.
Wow, looks like you have got a brain cell in that head of yours. The last time I checked, yes, I am a bitch.
You said it, not me.
If Rosa wasn't scared out of her mind, she goes, "She's a dog, dipshit." No, but right now, Fluffy is coming in to do something, but that won't be this turn. Next turn, if it happens, like she's getting ready to do a jump. Rosa, meanwhile, big guy with an axe is coming down on her with said axe.
So get off the roof. Get out of there now.
She isn't listening to whatever the Canaro is saying. She screeches, falls back, lets loose an arrow, and is aiming at him. And if this kills him, it kills him.
All right, accuracy check.
Like she is falling literally onto her back and just releasing it in a panic.
I got you.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yep, that'll hit.
And all that damage.
So this is your tier 2 weapon, so your dex times 2 plus 2d6.
Yep. It's a 6 and a 5, so it's 20, 25, 31 points of damage.
31?
Yeah. The dex times 2 is 20. 2d6 plus 20, I got a 6 and a 5.
Huh. So 31.
Please tell me he's not dead.
Okay, well, he's not dead, but he is definitely not a fan of the arrow that has just boom, thumped him in the chest. Ah, son of a bitch!
And that is it. Now, Cassandra will go and teach this guy that it's not polite to pick on people smaller than him.
Level ahead.
11.
Alright, give me damage.
3 11s. God damn.
16.
16. That comes out to 14, which is exactly how many hit points he had left.
Oof.
So are you wanting to keep the lesser thugs alive or just the big dude?
Let's keep all of them alive for questioning, just in case. Like, I'm not running into that whole thing I did with the last campaign where I just kill all the one who doesn't know jack shit.
Alright. So you come in, you sort of grab the guy by the scruff of his, by like the side of his collar, yank him towards you, and then toss him up into the air with a great and as he's up there, you sort of give your lance a little twirl, wield it almost like a baseball bat, and just crash it into the side of his ribs as he's falling head first towards the ground, sending him sprawling and very unconscious over here with some shattered ribs for his trouble.
Yeah.
All right, that is Cassandra's go.
Yay!
Okay, I believe then that just leaves the Smallens.
The small ones.
The Smallens, yep. Kai and A, you're up. You two.
Kai and A. Kai and A.
It's an interesting ship name.
Kai.
What?
No. If those two, if for whatever reason those two are shipped, that would be Kion.
Yeah.
But no, Kion is pretty demonstrably ace, I'm pretty sure, so that's not a thing.
I don't think the very smart a Tarufel adult would fit well with the dumb, naive Moogle.
Also, yeah, is Kayana like asexual? Because from what she said.
I'm
pretty
debating on it.
It's debating.
If nothing else, she is absurdly picky.
I mean, maybe.
Your dialogue so far has demonstrated that, so anyway, what you two doing up there?
Okay, one, I just want to say is Kai knows her standards, unlike me.
Hey, you said it, not me.
Night on White Stallion.
When she gets there.
Don't really have stallions here, just have chocobos.
You know what I meant.
Yeah.
We've
Hey,
got
hon,
horse bird, best horse and bird.
Hey, hon, you want to do something fun?
Sure. What you got for me?
Eject!
Oh my god.
Yes.
Have to get-
I gotta read it again.
Heavy slow action.
Honey,
Yeah.
you're not helping.
You're welcome.
Dork. What is she doing? Of course.
Now, okay, when it says large creatures are immune to the eject spell, what does that define as?
A large creature is any creature with the large biological trait, which usually means that it'll take up a lot more space on the battle map and can't be knocked back or interrupted by conventional means.
But Thorn
Anything-
doesn't meet that requirement.
But Tharm does not meet that requirement. Despite his
Okay.
large token size, he does not have the large status. So
Nah,
He
he
just
needs to be
muscly
at
dude.
least.
Is this still
Alright.
gonna be Is this still gonna be a slow action for the?
Yes.
Most likely, yeah.
It is a spell, and you've used up your one swift cast.
Mm-hmm.
And you would still have to get within a medium range of him, which you can just do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would need to be.
So if you were to go to like somewhere around here-ish, you'd be within range and still be able to cast a spell.
Yeah, I'll try it. If he doesn't die by that time.
All right, so you move there, expend it. I believe it's 15 MP.
Yes. I'm
Alright.
down to 1.
Alright. All right, you sail forward and you start casting the spell. That'll go off at the start of your next turn. That just leaves Kyanna. There is no one within range for you to shoot because everyone's currently out.
So you will have to get closer.
I think she might be called away.
Ari.
He's not muted.
I think I heard Ari here talking about like.
There was the Wi-Fi again.
No.
Wi-Fi is gone again.
Okay.
You put that sad face in the wrong chat. She is typing.
Oh, there,
I'm
there
back.
you be.
Okay.
Lose connection again?
No, I just keep hitting the desk and the Wi-Fi goes out. Really just back to the desk.
All right. Well, either way.
Okay, what are we doing?
You're out
Well,
of
you
enemies within range to shoot right now. The only enemy still up is the big guy himself. So.
Which, if you move about, I think you might be in range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah.
Though
If you move to about.
Kunara is kind of blocking it though. Through that.
To be
you
fair,
might
to be fair, as it is, Kunara is at a lower elevation than Tharm, though, so it would only become an
True.
issue on a low roll. So yeah. If
Do
you want
not mess this roll up. You might shoot your boyfriend. As tempting as that is.
Oh,
Well, be shooting Kanara.
I often want to do that, but then I'm a widow.
yeah.
Lol.
All right. Well, either way. Akurase.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna might as well shoot the boy. Okay.
Boy.
Boy.
Honey, I would never hurt you. You get hugs.
No.
You what?
No, I would never hurt you. You get hugs.
So you wouldn't eject me if I was bad?
No.
I would.
She
With
will
this
cure
one.
you with kindness.
I would with this one.
No, I just hug him so tight that you can't. You just squeeze the life out of him.
Beware the flu.
Which. Stop it!
All right. All right. Need an accuracy check from you,
Shit.
Kiana. 2d6 plus 3.
Pew pew.
Pew pew.
Uh,
Pew 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 pew. Bang bang.
I can't. Okay. Okay. For accuracy, right?
Yes.
Accuracy.
And you have
2d6
Plus 3.
plus 3. Because you get that, still get that bonus.
Okay. Just put like plus 3.
Ah.
12.
Yes.
Yep.
you
That'll
hit.
hit.
That's what hits.
Alright.
Now 2d6 plus your dex.
Now I gotta roll for damage. Let's hope these dice like me today, unlike Haiti.
Yes, the dice hate me today.
I mean, they've been hating you for the past few sessions.
It's the curse of Thanatos.
No, it's more like the curse of me because it went to you.
Critical fail. Thanatos curse.
The rope. It knows.
I don't even have rope. Exactly.
Yeah,
I did not find rope.
11.
All right. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage to this guy by the looks of it, but still, he fire off a shot, sort of punches into his shoulder plate before sort of falling out. He staggers a bit from the force, but doesn't need to take much damage. Ugh, damn it.
And now, I'm in danger.
Yep, after that, the allies' turn. Totomar is still panicking. Now it is to Tharm.
Uh-oh.
And is he going to go after the wolf lady, or is he still in range after the kitty?
He's gonna
berserking.
He's gonna
This
park
sounds-
himself right here. And then
Rose is just on her
And-
back at this point. On the
yeah, and
ground.
he is under 50% of his max HP, so one of his attacks is now available. He's going to use
Oh, no.
Rampage.
Oh dear. What
He
does
is going to
Rampage
make a
do?
melee attack against both Kunara and Rosa, because they are both within a melee range.
Was this like a spinny spin?
Yep. So that will be a 12 to hit both of you, which hits
Yeah.
both of you. All right, so that will be 29 at base.
Ow.
So that becomes a
minus
total of
protect.
4. So that becomes 14 damage against Rosa, thanks to Protect.
Let's think about to cast that spell.
Let's see here. And then 13 damage against Kunara.
such inferior damage.
As this guy just like lets out this bellowing, just starts bringing his axe around down over and over and over again. Like it's wild and haphazard strikes. And Rosa, you kind of like roll out of the way of a couple of them, but like one of them still sort of like, if it hadn't been for that protective barrier, probably would have cut your leg off as the axe blade sort of shears off of the blue barrier, and you still feel this like tingle of pain run up your leg and into your nervous system. And Kanara, you kind of like get like the blunt side of the blade, sort of the flat of it, sort of smacking into the side of your muzzle and drawing a bit of blood. All right, with that, his turn ends. Aeon, your spell goes off.
Yay! I gotta see what I rolled because I haven't done this.
In a while.
I've done it for a joke.
All right,
You
let's
need
see
a
here.
Force check.
Let's see.
Okay.
Eject. Where is it? Eject. Opposed force check. If you are successful, the target is caught in the negative gravity zone and thrown in medium range into the air and suspended there. You can reverse the spell as an instant action at any time, smashing the target back into the ground when gravity reestablishes itself. Thus, if successful, Eject can cause any targets vulnerable to falling damage, creatures without flight or defy gravity, for example, to lose 50% of their max HP upon collision with the ground. So you just need to make an opposed force check now.
Come on, honey.
8.
Let's see here. What'd your 8?
Look, it's 8, yeah.
Sorry, not high enough. The guy rolled really well.
Oh, so the one time he doesn't make a fucking fail. This
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
fine.
I'm sorry. It's a cool idea. That would have ended the fight right there. It's really cool.
Oh,
I'm sorry. He rolled
no,
really
it's
good.
fine.
Yeah, he's
No,
a
it's
notorious.
fine.
He
I was
is-
gonna say like, oh, with these last few rolls this guy had, I'm sure I'll be fine. Of course not.
That-
You always hate to see a 1 on your dice.
All right,
Yeah,
so
with,
Aeon, so Aeon, you give a little spin and shout out, "Eject!" And the ground and like the air beneath Tharm sort of, you see like these purple rings of gravity sort of rising up around him. He looks down and stomps down hard, creating this spiderweb crack pattern across the wooden planks of the crate, and he disperses the effect before it can take him.
Can we also say, since Fluffy was already mid-run to sit on him, can I do that?
All right, Fluffy's attack. Does this require accuracy or does it just hit?
Just hit. It's a once per day thing.
All right. And what is the damage output on that again?
A lot.
I remember.
So highest attribute times nature, which since Rosa and Fluffy are together, that's even more. 50 plus 2d6.
That's why it's a once per day thing.
Yeah. 60 points of damage.
60 points of fucking.
Is he done?
No.
Oh my god.
He's
So,
not.
so Fluffy, Fluffy comes charging around, sort of circles around the unconscious thug there, comes belting past you, Kunara, as Tharma sort of climbing up after Rosa, hops up, reaches out with her beak, grabs onto the back of his armor plate, and he's like, what the? As Fluffy lifts him up and throws him onto the ground back here, and then proceeds to jump off of the crate, land claws first on his chest and belly, and just hop off of him to land over here.
Did he have? She have to do that then? No, Cassandra doesn't have enough to get over her attack.
I mean, you could try vaulting over that crate there if you made a high enough athletics roll.
I've already used up my movement.
Oh,
And I was going in.
all right.
I guess Cassandra's just useless now.
13.
13 will indeed hit.
Now for damage.
Time for some damage.
Why am I one of it?
So he's got to be real low at this point.
Ooh.
Yeah, my Chocobo hits hard for the one time she can hit in a fight.
21.
21. Claim your victory. He had 4
There
hit
it
points
is.
left.
Oh,
Four.
God.
Yeah, at this point, Kanar is pissed.
Oh my god, the blur.
So pretty much, she runs up to him, first kicks him, then picks him up and keeps slamming him into the ground till he's knocked out.
So you just pick him up and just start boom, boom, boom. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, why is your webcam so blurry? Fix the focus.
What?
Your webcam
Oh,
is
for
hyper
fuck's sake.
blurry. I can't see anything.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
There we go.
That
Now
worked.
it's focused, kind of. Anyway, so, yeah. You lift the guy, you slam him down into the ground a few times, and then finally he stops moving, and you just drop him, and he's out. Out like a light. All right. Let's go ahead and do rewards for that victory. So, first thing. As Tharm was a notorious enemy, everyone gets a point of destiny.
Now that's 2.
Destiny.
Oh, Actually, do I get 1 or 2?
You would get 2 because you are a warrior.
Just thought I'd check.
All right, let's see here. The party also gains a, let's see here. The party gets a cumulative 280 gil from the fallen enemies,
Nice.
bringing you up to 567 total.
We have monies.
Indeed.
Would do.
And you get 3 potions. It would have been 4, but one of the guys used his potion on Tharm, so.
3 potions. Who's lacking potions?
Let's see. I only have 2.
You only have 2?
Yep.
I
Please to heal me.
I'd say give him to Kunara.
I've got the victory. To the
Alright.
spoils she goes.
All right.
Okay, Rosa's going to rise up her backside. Kind of
All right.
Wobble
The spoils
towards
of
the
battle.
All right.
Well,
And
while you're
as the-
doing that,
And as the benefits of Protect start to wear off, and you're sort of collecting yourselves in the aftermath of the fight, Off towards where Totomar was cowering, he pokes his head out from behind the barrels. Is it over?
Yep.
It's...
Nice.
Oh god, I cast that spell.
Yeah, sorry, I was going to point out that Kanar's now scaring up there.
Yep.
Where Rose is.
I'm good. It deflected off the protect spell. The shield held.
Yeah, at this moment she's still in full check over.
I think it's gonna bruise though.
Yeah, Rosa looks to be alright, though she is definitely going to get a very nasty bruise on her leg, but she'll be alright. So
Thank goodness.
Totomar sort of climbs out from behind the barrels. Well, alright then. You all have just saved me a whole lot of trouble. So, let's talk. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Ah. So I'm just gonna shake him like a toy doll.
Alright.
And also, guys, look in Shatter because that's Gunnar. Look in Shatter.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, a little bit, yeah. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Well,
Always.
that stealth ambush plan went far better than our original.
Yeah, fucking preemptive rounds, alright. Either way, so...
Well, it's mostly just because the big guy rolled horribly and is a big
Oh,
dumb idiot.
I mean, that's what we wanted to do to Saran. It just didn't happen that way last time.
Either way, thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, so much for joining us for this session of Final Fantasy Chronicles of Eno. It was much fun, and we will see you next time. Until then, keep listening, people. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
That was fun. And you guys are really starting to delve into the thick of the shit I got lined up for you.
Oh, God.